Welcome back to the cafe, everybody. Hello. Great to be back. Great to see you all again tonight. Guys, tonight we're going to be looking into, well, it says it itself. Thigh rays bringing fire to the paper party. What does that tell y'all? We got a document I want to review, maybe two with you guys, and really talk about what it means. The one document is a direct stance against the prosecution, calling them out. Says a lot to me, guys. Tells its own story as far as I'm concerned. Well, let's get into that if we shall. Here we go.
Trick.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Long time no see. Great to see you all here tonight. I do appreciate every one of y'all for joining us for this one. This is going to be quite interesting, folks. We're going to be breaking down more of an affidavit put out and another document as well. And I just couldn't not share this with y'all and talk about this with you at the same time. So, come on in, grab a seat, get comfortable if you will, share it out, please. And please hit that like button too. Come on down, guys. It's going to be an interesting combo tonight. We're not going to be here like we typically would be tonight, but it's going to be a little bit, not a long one, I promise, because my wife wants to watch movies. So we're going to get through this quickly, make it happen, and move on. You all can do your thing everywhere else, but I thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It means a lot. Excuse me. God, I got something stuck here. Again, guys, please make sure to share it out. And tell your friends what we're doing in here. The more, the merrier. The more, the merrier. Come on down. We got 55 peeps in the house and 35 likes. Thank you so much. And I'm going to tell you guys, too, if what we read through tonight, doesn't say something to this case, I don't know what does. Coming from a professional, an expert, and the way that it's worded, y'all, oh boy. Oh boy. There's the tomboy. Let's see who else we got. Allison White, the tomboy. Tomboy Charm. SRB's in the house. BBB. James Mullen, welcome back, my friend. Allison White. Need some Z's. Good to see you. Alicia J, welcome back. The Seahawks fan, Miss Tandy's in the house. Welcome back to you. Miss Josie West, welcome back. Great to see you tonight. Rissa Roberts, always a pleasure. Great to see you. Rhode Island housewife, welcome back to you. My brother, Virginia Wolf, great to see you, sir. Thank you for being here tonight. Angel D, welcome back. Great to see you. Excuse me, Raquel. Oh, well, again, welcome back to you as well. Rissa Roberts, always happy to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate you very, very much. Miss Pamela Smith, welcome. Great to see you. Great to have you here. Of course, Dagburn, Johnny Gobbles, Dead Floozy Mama's in the house. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Welcome back. GM5637, great to see you. Miss Charlotte, welcome back. Great to have you here. Let me see. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, guys. My allergies have been killing me for 2 days. Lisa Wilson, welcome back. Good to see you. So I'm all messed up and I'm sorry for all the noise making I'm doing. I don't mean to. But yeah, it's that time of year and my allergies are killing me. Lacey Pear, welcome back. So you hear all that. That's what it is. Kelly Coker. I'm trying to keep it muted, but it's hard. They don't put me to sleep. We'll be doing that tomorrow night too, hopefully. Oh, geez, Rissa, I hope you're okay. Please take care of yourself, please, and thank you. Please, please, please. Welcome, Jane. Good to see you tonight. Yeah, I agree, James. You are. It's wonderful to have you in the chat. You're a very positive force, and we appreciate that here. Love having you in this community, sir. 56 peeps in the house with 40 likes. Come on, y'all. Try to make that match if we can. And again, share it out, guys, please. Please, 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 please. Yeah, the allergy thing sucks, guys. It does. Gave myself a black eye because of it this morning. Good evening, Mr. Philip Hughes. Good to see you tonight, sir. Hope you're doing well. Great to have you here. Miss Brandy said good evening to you as well, Philip. Thank you so much, James. Same to you, my friend. Again, guys, share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing. Please and thank you. Let's hit that like button so we can hit that algorithm with this one again tonight if we can. Please, again. Welcome, Dark Fae. Good to see you tonight. I hope you guys are having a great one tonight. There is my Eddie. I was wondering if you was coming, brother. You're gonna love this one, I know. I'm sure you've already seen it, but either way. There he is. I was wondering. Great to have you all here again tonight. I haven't invited SARS. He might be sleeping though, and that's understood. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that much. Wonderful to have you back again, sir. Captain Jenks in the house again. Good to see you, sir. So grateful to have you all here. Exactly, SRB. Hamburger o'clock is imminent. Amen to that one. Yes, ma'am. Anyone again that would love to become a meatball like the rest of us, jump in the sauce here and jump in here while we can spill that sauce, guys. You please do click that link there and jump on in here. You are so very welcome. We would love to have you. That's a fact. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. 57 peeps. 48 likes. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, guys. I'm about to get this kicked off here in a minute. I'm just trying to wait for everybody to show up that was showing up, but there's a lot of other people that might be up and live too. So understood. Understood. Let's see here. Devil Woman, welcome back. Wonderful to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Oh, well, that's cool, Josie. Quite interesting, actually. Buenas noches, Miss CZ, or Miss Amy Conway. Woohoo! Friday night, Miss CZ. Good to see you. Welcome in, everybody. Wonderful to have you guys here tonight. Please make sure to hit the like button when you come through the door. And please, if you would, share that out. Let everybody know what we be doing. Mama Bear had to go to bed, guys. Sorry. She has to take a medication every night because she has sleeping issues. So once she takes that medication, she has to hit the bed. Otherwise, she would be. We do have a Mexican food for dinner tonight, Miss Amy. Yes. Just general. Nothing exciting. Just some tacos and that stuff. Molly, 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 Molly. I do not know where Molly is. I messaged her and let her know we was here, but the weekends are hard for Molly. She gets busy easily. My wife loves Mexican. It's her favorite thing. I'm an Asian person. She loves Mexican. So, you know. Excuse me. Lord have mercy, you guys. Any day can be a taco day. That's right. Hey, Miss Kaylee. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, I love them too. With the cream cheese, not the cheddar cheese. I don't like cheddar cheese ones. I'm a Mexican Irish addicted to Indian and Thai. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Dark Fae. I've had that. That is pretty good. We talk about food a lot in here. I don't know why. It just happens. We're all foodies. TK, Bar 55, welcome. Good to see ya. Guys, if I could eat Asian food every single day, I would eat it. I love it that much. Now my wife is that way with Mexican. Pamela Smith, welcome. Good to see you. That's awesome. Sounds amazing. That's too funny. I hope that works out for you, Josie. Hope it does. All right, guys. Let me see, because I don't want this to be too long in here. I don't want to have to stay in here too long tonight. TK said last night was first time I listened. Love the convo. Oh, well, welcome back. It's wonderful to have you here, TK. I hope you subscribe and hang around. We love having new people. And I hope you enjoy yourselves here. All of you. Welcome, Donald. Good to see you, my friend. Miss JC's in the house. Hello. Great to have you here. Okay, let me get that set up there. Boom, 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 and boom. I really appreciate that, TK, very much. Thank you. All right. We do have I have a link pinned in the chat. As we have these discussions about this stuff, I always allow for people to join me up here. Anybody that would like to, you're welcome to. You don't have to. It's okay. And like I said, guys, we're not going to be in here too awful long tonight. Not like the last few shows we've had. um, just a little while, long enough to get through this. Yeah, the link is pinned in the chat there. It's not there. I see it. You guys see it? Thank you so very much. Yeah, you probably have to hit live chat, Don. Yes, we did hit 10,000 subscribers. Guys, thank you so much for that again. I am so grateful. You have no idea how grateful I am. um, oh no, Leslie, I'm so sorry about that. Congestive heart. That's horrible. Well, you have my prayers and thoughts with you all the time, Leslie. I promise you that much. Definitely have my thoughts and prayers, Leslie. Hope everything works out okay. Oh,
Hey,
welcome. Welcome back, Don. Good to have you tonight, bud.
thanks.
Angels Hidden. Hold on.
I'm becoming a loyal panelist.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I don't see. Hold on, Cass. Guys, give me 1 second. I gotta jump into something here real quick.
Make sure everyone hits that button
Settings.
or that like button.
It's hard to hear you, Don. You sound very muffled, like you're in a closet or something.
Yeah, I gotta turn that up a little bit. How's that? Is that
A little
better?
better. A little better.
Okay,
Yeah.
turn
Hold
it
on.
better.
Say something for me.
Hello, hello,
One more time.
hello, hello.
Okay. I can hear you, but it's just really like it sounds like you have something over your mouth while you're talking. That's all.
It's on
Oh,
a
did you guys
tablet,
get it?
Mike. It's
Okay.
on a tablet.
All right, we're good.
I turned it up all the way now.
Yeah, it's not the volume per se. It's the. It just sounds like it's like you. Like you're talking like this. It sounds like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, obviously. I just it's hard to hear. So if I ask
Let me
you,
check
what do you
the
say
settings.
again?
Let
I
me
just don't
check
want you to
the
get
settings.
irritated with me because I'm not understanding what you're saying. That's all, bud. Okay. Oh, I did, Miss Norma. I did. I did. Yes, I did, Miss Norma. Welcome. Good to see you tonight. Yes, Miss Norma. All right, guys, let me get this pulled up here. Oh, shoot. What did I just do? Hold on here. Oh, all right. He fell out. Welcome back.
All right. Yeah, now I'm back.
Oh, you sound clearer, too.
I
All
did
right.
some audio settings adjustments.
What's that?
I did audio settings adjustments.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, y'all. This is the first thing I want to look into and talk about tonight. It's the most
Has there
impressive.
been any more? Has there been any more document drops?
I'm sorry.
Any more documents have come down?
There was one dropped, but this one was from the 26th. I just didn't get a good chance to look at it the other. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Yeah, it's really muffled still. Donnie, hold on. Let me see if I can change it from here. I can't. Okay. Say something for me, Don.
If they don't approve, I'll switch tablets. I'll use my other tablet.
It's real. It's way worse. Are you on a? Is there like an open mic that you have,
No,
or
no, it's not. I might have to put the other tablet up because this one's a Fire Max 11 tablet. I might have to go on my Samsung tablet.
yeah, I can't hear anything you're saying now. It's really bad.
All right, I'll be back.
No problem. No problem. Okay. So I know you guys know who Cy Ray is, or most of you should. Okay. Welcome, Elizabeth. Or yes, Elizabeth Lander. Greetings to you. Most of you guys should know who he is. If you don't, I can explain. He is one of the experts that they brought in to testify, and they brought him in to speak on the cast report and all that kind of stuff, and the towers and the cell phone stuff and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Um, the man is good at what he does, and well, as the title states, Cyray is bringing fire to a paper party, and that's exactly what he did, folks. Wholeheartedly. I about fell out of the chair when I read this. I hope I can read it. This stuff is driving me nuts. Hold on here. So it's listed here, affidavit of Cyray, referencing the AT&T timing data. This is the affidavit of Cyray. Okay, hold on here. Yeah, there's two definitely. There's two of them, Charlotte, but this one is the one that really hit me hard. Oh, I wish Mama Bear was here. I need somebody to read for me. Hold on, no. Trying to wait for Dawn to jump back in here. That he did, Devil Woman. That he did. Oh yeah, absolutely. The link is pinned there, JC. You're more than welcome to join me up here, dear. All right, welcome back there.
All right, now can you hear me?
That sounds great.
Turn
the
on my
YouTube in the background.
I had to change it to my Samsung tablet, so when I'm on stream, I'll have to have the Samsung tablet.
Yeah, you sound really good there. Really good. Absolutely. Hold on here a minute.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you for joining us. I guess Miss Jason's going to join us too. That's another good question to talk about too. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's see if I can do this. Bobby X, welcome.
There's a stream you should check out later, Dingo. Clue and Jay had a stream, a co-stream together a little while ago, and it was pretty awesome. You might want to go back and follow and watch that on rebroadcast.
Jay for Justice?
Yes. And Clue had a great show.
What was it about?
The Idaho 4 and going over some of the documents.
Good deal. Good deal. We'll see. I'll have to check it out maybe. Welcome, Bobby. All right, guys.
When those two get together, that's an awesome team, I think.
Could be. So it says AT&T records in 19 or wait, no, sorry. I'm an adult over the age of 18 and I have personal knowledge of the facts set forth in this affidavit. I've been working in the field of call detail record analysis for over 25 years. I became a certified police officer in the state of Arizona in 1996. I worked with my first set of AT&T records in 97. I spent 20 years in law enforcement in the primary role of a detective. I have worked hundreds of death investigations and consulted on over 1,000 homicide cases in my career. In my role as a detective, I gained extensive experience utilizing call. Mind you guys, I'm reading this whole thing because I have to for you to understand this. Okay, so bear with it.
I just found out something recently 2 days ago that a lot of these officers that were with Idaho did not have a lot of genetic, the IgG stuff and all that. A lot of them didn't have experience in any of that kind of technology.
They had none. Yeah.
Right.
Agreed. um. Oh, sorry. Where was I? I did experience utilizing call detail records and exploiting cellular networks for investigative related purposes. In 2014, I retired from law enforcement and started a business called ZX that created software for law enforcement to map and analyze call detail records. As part of that business, we maintained software that supported every known call detail record provided to law enforcement in the United States. To date, the system has analyzed over 3 billion calls from call detail records provided by cellular phone companies in the United States. In 2021, LexisNexis purchased ZX, and to date is still using and selling the software I created. As a result of this experience, I have worked directly with engineers at um, the cellular phone companies for over 20 years, and I am intimately familiar with the type of data they maintain in the normal course of business and provide a law enforcement and provide to law enforcement through legal demand process. Okay. Again, guys, if you're coming in, welcome. Monty, welcome back there. Good to see you. Um, and anybody else jumping in, welcome again, guys. Please make sure to hit the like button and please share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing in here tonight. Hold on. Through legal demand process. In addition to my law enforcement experience, I have instructed classes on utilizing cellular records in criminal investigations for nearly 20 years. I have had over 30,000 law enforcement officers attend these courses and or presentations on this subject matter. In 2014, I created the first geolocation cellular investigation subject matter expert course in this field, offered to state and local law enforcement officers, sorry. As a result of this work, I've established well-known and used best practices within the discipline of call detail record analysis. Over 1,000 law enforcement agencies have attended my courses on the subject matter of cellular record analysis, to include the FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals, DEA, and DHS. So, and I'm not going to go through all this extra stuff, guys.
Is this for
I'm letting
Ray?
you know, I'm giving you this. This man is more than qualified as an expert on this case. Period. Okay. And he's definitely regularly been consulted by the prosecution as compared to the defense. He doesn't really do the defense stuff ever. Mostly the prosecution. Okay. He's worked extensively with timing advanced data from the cellular phone network providers over the past 15 years, and he's testified to the use of timing advanced data numerous times. There. Now, timing advanced records are maintained by cellular network providers that provide a time measurement. This time measurement refers to the amount of time it takes a radio signal to travel from a cell site to a mobile device and back to that cell site. Okay. Given this signal travels at known constant speed of light, it is possible to use the measurement to determine the distance the mobile device was from that known cell site. So basically, that's how he knows, okay, in a sense, in this case, where Brian was as compared to where he wasn't based on his device. So he's able to pinpoint, in a sense, with this information, you guys, where exactly Brian's phone was at. I told you guys before, Brian was not there. Twiz has told you guys before, Brian was not there. Folks, I'm telling you again, Brian was not there. So if he wasn't there, I want to know how Brian Christopher Koberger, not being in that area, in the state, at that house, committed the crime. Welcome, Miss JC. Thank you for joining us. How are you tonight, dear?
Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear my big mouth okay?
Yes, I can.
All right. Am I too loud?
Hello.
I was going to go live, but this is also something that I wanted to talk about, so I am just coming to talk to you.
Well, I appreciate it. I love having you here, and I love
We
your input.
welcome all here.
Yeah.
So the more I'm hearing about this, in am I in? I just want to make sure I'm not the only one in the boat here. But the more I'm hearing about this, the more confused I'm getting.
Welcome to the club. Well, it's not so much the
Okay.
confusion, JC, anymore. It's kind of like it's all becoming evident now. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say that before many of us maybe were confused. Okay. And I think that maybe be what the purpose was that we were all supposed to be confused, as is everybody else.
I
That's
thought I
what.
was going to have, I thought when like the text messages and the 911 call came out that I was going to have more answers and, whatever, but those raised more questions. And
Everything,
now,
yes.
and now all this other stuff is raising more questions as well.
Well,
Um, I think,
everything.
I think both sides are doing crazy things. Am I not correct?
Yep. Playing
Uh,
games on both sides.
to an extent, yeah, I agree. But I think the prosecution is playing a little bit more in the dark water than the defense is, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
You're saying more over the line, right, Dago?
What's that?
You're saying more over the line of being real slim to the rules.
Yeah. And there's other people that have stated, and I see Leslie just said it, and I've heard this, and I knew I was going to see these comments, and that's okay. I respect that. There's people that have stated that it doesn't mean he was with his phone, but it has to. Here's why. Everybody's been screaming from the beginning. He took his phone with him and he turned it off. Okay, right. Here's the problem, guys. The distance that he was from the house to the distance to get to his phone. Okay, let me say it again. The distance he was away from the area that the phone pinged at, okay? To get there and back to where he went is impossible for him to do.
Okay, can I mention something on that, Dago? When
Yes.
you're when you're in airplane mode, if it pinged when he was in airplane mode when he had it turned off, it would ping from the last location. The airplane mode would only recognize his last location. It wouldn't get him where he's at currently.
Well, they talked about that before, and I guess that's something else Cy broke down. Twiz was explaining it just doesn't make sense how he couldn't. It wouldn't have worked out that way, Don. I guess from what you're saying, there's no
Yeah,
way that
because
he
when
could have.
something's in airplane mode, it's like it's on delay.
Yeah, right. So it just wouldn't have worked out. Okay, he could not. Let's say, for instance, um, with the alibi thing. Okay, he was stargazing. By the way, you guys, there was a meteor shower that Wazoo was advertising to their students and letting everybody know was going to be happening that night too. That Brian was there to see. Just so you know. So he was actually probably very much so stargazing, like they said he was. But anyway, so people have said, well, he may have taken his phone there, left it, went and did this, and he couldn't have made it in the time period that they said he did. It makes no sense. All of his pings were driving, this and that, stuff like that. So none of it makes any sense. Okay. So, and I'm going with factual information that the experts are bringing. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Jeff, good to see you.
This is well, at this rate with all these documents, all this seal stuff and everything. This case is going to be, our trial is going to be 6 months, not 4 months.
Right. So let me read through this and get to this point, guys, because you'll see what I'm saying. And we also have, there's another document I read where it relates to the agent balance, okay? And that proves even more to the negative. This is bad, you guys. This is bad stuff. This is bad stuff.
Dago.
It's just unwrapping. It's unwrapping this box more and more every day. Go ahead,
Just puts
JC.
everything in a black hole. Just makes everything look like a black hole.
Yeah, what's up, JC?
I truly think that they need to go look for other people.
They should have been doing that 2.5 years ago, hon. I agree with you. Yes.
No kidding. And
And
now,
at this
and
point,
now,
go ahead.
and now, like the case that I told you about the other day, about how the girl was killed in 2007. her roommate was finally arrested in 2022, just went to trial and found
Yeah.
not guilty because of multiple sources on the multiple sources of red stuff,
Yeah. You can say it. Okay.
multiple blood sources, and so no definitive DNA. Well, go look for the other people.
Thank you. Thank
What
you.
state was that in?
And
North
well,
Dakota.
JC, if you read the what they said in here too, they have that. They have Mr. Koberger, the defense, Miss Ann Taylor has the ability and are going to present multiple, not just one or two, but multiple alternative suspects that were way closer to the victims than he ever was, because there's zero connection between him and the victim. So there's that. Okay.
It seems like law enforcement nowadays, they get on one suspect or one person, they zoom on that and they don't let go.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You have to explore all your options. And what about Ian Harsh?
Not
I
with the
mean,
law enforcement today.
oh my
They
gosh.
refused to look at, from what I'm seeing on this. Okay. They absolutely, well, there's a reason I'll say that they didn't look for anybody else, JC. At this point, I'm starting to see things in a different way than I did before. And I'm not gonna say that this is a conspiracy or blah 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 or any of that, but I'm
Right.
seeing things that lead me to believe that something else. I'm gonna put it that way, and there's a reason why they didn't look for anybody else. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. And we'll get to that at some point. We will, for sure.
Oh, I think I know. I think I know one of the reasons.
Yeah. So this right here, let me read this. The timing advance records are maintained by cellular network providers that provide a time measurement. Like I said before, the measurement refers to the amount of time it takes a radio signal to travel from a cell site to the mobile device and back to the cell site. So it gives absolute, bing, bing, bing. There it is. Is all I'm saying. So when multiple cell sites, okay, hold on. When multiple cell sites record timing advanced data in short periods of time, it is possible to use trilateration to determine the location of a mobile device. The use of timing advanced data in this manner, is one of the most accurate ways for law enforcement to locate a mobile device. The word accurate is very big to me. Oh, what happened here? Did you fall out of the window, JC? How'd that happen?
No.
Oh,
now I'm on twice.
Yes, I got you.
Yeah, you got to be careful. That's all I got blocked.
There you go. All right. So, use the timing advanced data. Again, the word accurate being used is important. Given these records are available in a historical context, it is possible to conduct an analysis of timing advanced data to pinpoint historical locations of a mobile device at a given date and time. It is also possible to determine routes of travel, stagnation, and when a mobile device is powered on and off. All of these things come out of
Doesn't
this.
stagnation mean being still?
It's not moving. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Stagnant. Hello, and welcome. Good to see you. So when it points out all of these things, it can tell you how long it's been sitting in a specific spot. It can tell you a route that it took in a travel process, when it's turned on or turned off, blah, blah, blah. It tells you all these things, and it's very accurate, and it pinpoints those things as it says. So as a result,
the only way to prevent any of that is taking the battery out, right?
Yeah, and the SIM card, I think. I think you have to take the SIM card out to avoid being tracked, and then taking the battery would shut it all down. And yeah, I believe. Don't quote me, but I believe. So, where was I now? I lost my spot again.
You just ended with number 3.
Yeah. As a result of its accuracy, requesting timing advanced data has become a standard practice for all law enforcement in the United States and is regularly requested through legal process relating to a criminal investigation, as was with this. Okay. AT&T timing advance. Again, in August of 21, I was approached by a FBI special agent to assist in analyzing a type of record set identified as AT&T timing advance report, and it was the first time I was made aware of this type of data from AT&T. Upon request, I can provide the date, time, location, and FBI agent I assisted with the record set, which is great to me. As of the year 21, AT&T had not officially released a timing advance report to law enforcement. Therefore, the ZX software program did not yet support AT&T timing advance records. As a result of this interaction with the FBI, I obtained a copy of the timing advance report from the special agent and forwarded it to our software engineers to write code within the ZX system to support future uploads of this timing advance report format.
So timing X, so timing advance and Zen X probably are now together.
ZX system to support. Yeah, I mean they're using the ZX system to be able to format that on a regular basis. So yeah, I believe if that's what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. So the next day, I was informed by the special agent the AT&T timing advance report was not supposed to. Now here's the big part, guys. Listen to this. The timing advance report was not supposed to be released or viewed outside of the FBI, and that individual requested I return the report. Now that sounds kind of funny, doesn't it?
Fishy. That sounds fishy.
That's quite interesting to me. And not have any software developed to support the data that they had shown to me. I did return the report. However, due to the interaction explained here, there is a paper trail documenting the facts of this interaction. As it says,
So he logged it.
Yes. Like it says, Cyray is bringing fire to the paper party, folks. Bingo. Let's see. There's more. Wait a minute. What do we have here? Eddie's saying, sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with you guys, too. Alicia, yes, there is more than one, more than likely, and conspirators additional to them as well as many. Yes, I'm there with you, Eddie. I'm there with you. So, quite interesting. So because of the type of work this is, it left a paper trail. There's no choice, no matter what happens, okay? So, excuse me. I have firsthand knowledge that AT&T was providing the FBI with timing advance reports prior to 2021. During my career working with call detail records from every cellular provider in the United States, I have been involved with thousands of cases in which call detail records are obtained from these companies, leading the way in the establishment of best practices. Within this field of investigation, I wrote and provided custom search warrants for each provider and distributed them to thousands of law enforcement officers in the United States, assisting them in the legal process of obtaining the vast and ever-growing amount of data sets offered by cellular providers. I've worked with the AT&T Global Legal Demand Center, GLDC, for over 15 years. I have firsthand knowledge that the AT&T GLDC is one way, not the only way, for law enforcement to obtain call detail records from AT&T. I have firsthand knowledge that there is another way, another way to obtain call detail records from AT&T without going through GLDC. Over the course of many years, AT&T has had several different programs in partnership with federal law enforcement, primarily the FBI, that allowed for call detail records to be disseminated to the FBI without going through the standard GLDC process. The first AT&T timing report I was presented and had a chance to review and become familiar with in August of 21 was obtained from AT&T through one of these programs, not through GLDC. I have been involved in numerous investigations where AT&T call details records were obtained through these AT&T programs outside of GLDC. I have firsthand knowledge and experience in working with individuals at AT&T associated with these other programs. One such individual is Boyd Jackson. Mr. Jackson's a program director at AT&T who manages many of the programs I'm referencing. Mr. Jackson is the primary contact for the FBI when requesting records outside of the standard GLDC. Hold on. Process. That still doesn't prove you. That has no bearing on this, though, Leslie. It has no bearing on what we're getting ready to tell you. Okay, let me get through all the rest of this. The point is that there's no way that the man took his phone, left it somewhere, committed this crime, and drove all the way back to his phone and made this stuff work out that way. It didn't happen. It's not possible. So I'm just saying, but this has nothing to do with that at all. This is a whole different situation, Leslie, that is being explained where he's basic, and I'll show you. Just give me a minute here. That's what this does do, and that's what that everybody needs to see now. Okay, so the state is correct in their claim that AT&T GLDC did not provide law enforcement with AT&T timing advance reports until May of 2023. As a matter of fact, in May of 2023, the working group known as GLDC had only begun their storage of timing advance records. The first official release of AT&T timing advance data was not provided to law enforcement until June 15th, folks, of 2023. Wow. And that was by GLDC. In 2022, the FBI obtained AT&T timing advance records from another source outside of GLDC. Remember that. Okay. During this investigation, law enforcement obtained the following AT&T timing advance data. 2 of the victims had AT&T phones. Law enforcement obtained AT&T timing data on both of those phones. Law enforcement developed an early investigative lead in this case. That person had an AT&T phone at the time of the crime. Law enforcement obtained his AT&T timing advance data. Law enforcement also, this is important, also requested a tower dump consisting of AT&T timing advance data. The request involved AT&T providing all of the connections between two specific cell sites in Moscow during a 2-hour period. 2. The data produced was AT&T timing advance data. In all, there were over 3,800 AT&T mobile phones identified in the timing advance tower dump. Okay? 3,800, folks. And that was in the tower dump data. Sorry. The AT&T timing advance data was obtained by the FBI using an internal source at AT&T, Mr. Boyd Jackson, who is not associated with the GLDC working group. GLDC was not used to obtain this data. A forensic examination of the AT&T timing advance records in the state's possession show Mr. Jackson's association with the reports. Bear with me, guys, in chat. While reading, it's hard to keep up with you. Ray Knightley, welcome. Excuse me, guys. 1 second. I'm just checking up, make sure I'm not missing anything important here. I'm sorry.
Dago.
Yes, ma'am.
So is that basically saying they went through 3,800 people's phones?
They should. I mean, they could. They have the
they
ability
probably glanced or skimmed through it.
Okay, but to me,
that's a lot of people.
I don't think they bothered to, is what I'm saying. Okay, I don't believe that's what it means, JC, that they went through 3,800 phones. But let me. There's a part in here that will kind of explain that out to everyone. Okay, that's I have to get to it. That's all. Sorry, guys. It's just it's. I think it's just it. When they do that, it kind of like registers the numbers, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Registering the numbers, exactly. Trish, welcome back. Good to see you. Okay. suspects of 3,800. 3,800 people, guys, that could be suspect. It's interesting. But they never bothered with them. Just one. That's interesting too. So anyway, let me find out where I was again. There is work. There is. Wait, did I go down too far? No, I didn't. Where the hell am I?
You were on number 5.
Thank you. Additionally, there is forensic evidence contained within the records that indicate they were not produced by AT&T GLDC, nor were they produced in the year 2024. Remember that. In reviewing this data, I contacted and communicated with Mr. Gordon to clarify the chain of custody related to these records. Mr. Gordon and an AT&T legal representative informed me that Mr. Gordon would not be the individual to certify these records if required to do so, despite issuing the COA. Okay. In my review of this information, there is evidence to suggest the chain of custody involving these records and COA were produced well outside of AT&T's normal practice. There is missing information and data associated with this request. The prosecution's prior claims that AT&T timing advance data did not exist in 2022. Interesting. Further, complicates this issue. It is my expert opinion that any testimony proffered on behalf of the FBI or AT&T on this matter would clearly reveal these issues. In my review of this investigation, I have read numerous emails sent and received by law enforcement pertaining to their investigation. One such email dated November 15th of 2022 was sent to Prosecutor Ashley Jennings at her Latah County government email address. This email is from Moscow Detective Lawrence Mowry. The email is informing Ms. Jennings of Detective Mowry's recent contact with FBI agent Balance. S.A. Balance informed Detective Mowry that AT&T can provide timing advance data and to make sure it is listed in the search warrant. Detective Mowry is specifically asking Prosecutor Jennings to make sure the AT&T timing data is listed in the warrant. Pay attention to this part, guys. Prior to the report ever being distributed by the working group known as GLDC. You see what I'm saying there? Mrs. Jennings did respond to Detective Mowry's email inquiring on the specific verbiage needed to obtain AT&T timing advance. This email is abundantly clear evidence that Mrs. Jennings was not only aware of the existence of AT&T timing advance in 2022, but also shows her intention to obtain it through legal process from AT&T. This email communication with Prosecutor Ashley Jennings is the same Prosecutor Ashley Jennings who filed this current and contradictory motion stating AT&T did not produce timing advance records in 2022. There is clear and convincing evidence that not only was the FBI able to obtain AT&T timing advance records in 22, but they did so with the knowledge of the prosecutors involved in this case. In my review of this investigation, based on my training and experience, which is very high, it is incredibly unusual that the defendant's AT&T timing advance records were not obtained by the FBI. The FBI demonstrated their ability to obtain AT&T timing advance in November of 2022 by obtaining AT&T timing advance records on over 3,800 mobile devices, none of them being the defendant. Out of 3,800, none of them were Brian Koberger's. When it comes to locate, now, that's one of the points I was trying to point out there.
That's making even less sense now.
Thank you.
It's just saying that his phone wasn't in that, whatever they got wasn't in the 3,800.
Because he wasn't there. He was not in that realm, but okay, we'll let that go for a minute. So out of 3,800 mobile devices, not one of them was Brian's phone. That's quite interesting to me. How about that? Excuse me.
Could this include burner phones though?
I would
Like,
imagine. If it's
could have he
18,
had a burner phone? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I guess if it's an AT&T, phone, then I guess it could. I don't know, but I would imagine that's a lot.
But
3,800 mobile
they
devices,
labeled it an ATT number though.
right? So if it is, it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's an interesting question, but I'm imagining. But there's more to this still that even points to other things that's a problem anyway. So put that aside for a minute and hang on to it.
Makes your head spin.
Everything does anymore. Sorry. None of them again were Brian Koberger's phone, folks. So when it comes to location data from AT&T, timing advanced data can be some of the most accurate data available. Additionally, it contains connections to the network other than the typical voice, text, or data connections. This allows law enforcement not only see more data, but more accurate data. Anytime a defendant's locations are in question, a timing advance report would be asked for as a standard operating procedure. Moscow Police Department, by way of the FBI, and with the knowledge of prosecutors demonstrated, where'd it go? Their awareness of this standard procedure when they obtained AT&T timing advance data on over 3,800 mobile devices. When detectives and prosecutors requested and served 2 different search warrants to AT&T on the defendant's account, they requested the exact same timing advance data that they previously did when they obtained the data from AT&T on over 3,800 mobile devices. They also maintained the same process in utilizing the FBI to serve the legal demands on AT&T. There is no difference in the verbiage, legal process, or individuals that produced AT&T timing advance data on 3,800 phones and devices. And the request for the defendant's AT&T timing advance data that allegedly yielded nothing. Hear that again. Yielded nothing. Additionally, on December 23rd of 2022, the FBI sent a communication directly to AT&T, specifically detailing their request for the defendant's timing advance records. There is no reason to believe that AT&T would not respond to this request. It is my expert opinion that AT&T timing advance data did exist for the defendant's AT&T mobile device in 2022. And it is requested from AT&T by the investigators involved in the case. The investigators previously demonstrated their ability to obtain that timing advance data in 22. Failure to produce the defendant's timing advance data is either a gross deviation from standard practice or intentionally withheld from release in discovery. How about that?
Or
So
you
in
thought the
conclusion,
phone would broke? You think the phone could have been snapped or broke?
no, because it was fine the next day.
Oh, okay.
When they checked it, everything else was fine. It came back on that night, Don. You know what I'm saying? When it came back on that night.
At what 4:47 or whatever it was.
Right. So no, it's not broken at all. So now, in conclusion, it is my expert opinion, in reviewing all the evidence that has been disclosed by the state, that AT&T timing advance data was available for the defendant's phone in 2022.
Then
There
where is
is
it?
There is overwhelming evidence showing the state obtaining and using timing advance data in the course of this investigation in 2022 on over 3,800 mobile devices other than Brian Koberger's. There is no doubt the author of this current motion, prosecutor Ashley Jennings, knew or should have known that AT&T advanced data did exist in 22. She was directly involved in the legal process obtaining it and was well aware of work product created from it to further the investigation. The current motion is a deliberate misrepresentation to the court to further conceal false statements used to obtain probable cause against the defendant and conceal exculpatory evidence from fucking discovery. Excuse me, I'm starting to get pissed now. I'm prepared to provide witness testimony and relevant exhibits that support all of my opinions contained in this affidavit. It is my belief this evidence is beyond clear and convincing and will be supported by any competent expert in this field who reviews all the data. This is not a battle of experts. The evidence supporting the opinions of this affidavit is overwhelming. In my nearly 30 years of working with and for prosecutors all over the United States, I have never witnessed such a deliberate attempt by prosecutors to mislead the court on evidence in such plain sight. Anyone making a claim would have to believe the court is incapable of reviewing physical evidence in possession of the state and defense. It rises to a level beyond a simple miscommunication or oversight and is clear and intentional misrepresentation in the hopes to conceal a much larger issue. I respectfully request the court give this affidavit the due attention it deserves and explore these issues further. Ray, the 25th day of March of 2025, signed. Now, I'm irritated, and I'm irritated because I've had so many people come at me telling me, you're stupid, you're a pro burger, you're this, you're that, you're blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. What do we see right here? This is ridiculous. And tell me I'm crazy now. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Tell me I'm crazy right now. You can't, because this is bullshit. The state's been lying, and this is not the first time that we have seen something come from the state that has not been true, folks. Tell me that it is, because I'm going to tell you you're wrong. We've seen other things come out of the...
Are they planning on using any of the ATT stuff, though, at trial?
It doesn't even matter, Don. It doesn't even matter. If you look at this now, at this point, I don't know, JC, what do you think now that we've read through that?
Hold on 1 second.
Yes, ma'am. Dawn, I mean, this tells you that they blatantly are trying to...
Yeah, it's like they ain't showing the info for some reason. They got the info and they're not giving it over.
They're trying to cover up a larger issue, a much larger issue. Got to wonder why. They've been lying again and again. And this is a big one, guys. This is one of the most important ones right here. One of the most important. Okay? Did you do this because you have nothing? And I'm looking at this in a different way than I've looked at it in a long time. Okay? Now, Norma just said it. And the car expert told them that he couldn't tell what kind of car was at Linda Lane. Thank you. Little by little, this is it's like it's shedding pieces, folks. Anything of any importance is just falling off of this. It's insane.
Just like the experts are just... It's getting crazier and crazier.
Exactly, Devil. I mean, I've had the same thing. You're a pro burger. You're a lava killer. You this and that. No, you guys. I want the fucking truth to be put out, is what it is. Excuse my language, but damn. 4 people lost their lives.
It's serious.
Actual, real and true justice. The families deserve real and true justice. The victims deserve real and true justice. And we have a prosecutor lying, committing their own crimes, covering shit up. And we have a guy that's it's facing the death penalty, you guys, who's going to lose his life if convicted of this crime. And that's just okay. I don't think so. No, I'm sorry. It makes no sense to me. We found out that how many things have been thrown out of court now, you guys, from the prosecution side. Well, let's see. He was stalking them. That's gone. The pings, that's gone. All of this bullshit, you guys, and I'm looked down on by other people because I won't say Brian Koberger's guilty. Kiss my ever loving ass. Because when I see this right here, okay, I've been looking at this for 2.5 years. And sorry for saying that. I'm not saying that to you guys, but anybody that looks down at me and talks down about me because of this, are you kidding me? I'm not a stupid person. Neither are most everybody else that's in here that has been looking at this shit for years going, something's not right. Something's not right. Something's not right.
Something's off. Something's not adding up. Why is he
Here
still?
it is, right here.
Well, yeah. Why is he still in jail? That's another thing.
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Well, here's the thing. Understand that there's a process, folks.
Hold on one second.
If they found him completely innocent today, he still has to go through this whole thing. Okay, it's a whole.
So it has to play us all the way through. The only thing you would have as an option is appeal.
You can't just like open the door and say, "Okay, you're free." It just doesn't. It's sad that it doesn't work.
You have to go through. It has to play its all the way out.
Right, Bobby. Welcome, my friend. If I didn't say it earlier, good to see you again.
Which is telling you right now, the justice system and the law basically is broken.
Oh, the system's been broken for a long time, Dawn. Bobby said, if I'm not mistaken, the judge ruled that side can testify as an expert witness for the defense, and this affidavit is an attempt to get the judge to change his ruling.
That can go both ways, though.
I mean, I think it could. I don't know, Bobby. I don't know how to. I don't know.
Most judges would just say it's an expert opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, this is an expert witness that has, years upon years upon years.
And then it comes down to the jury, what expert they believe against their expert. The state and the defense have experts going to battle each other. And then it ultimately comes down to the judge and the jury.
Here's the thing, though, is if this man were to put this in an affidavit and put it out there and lie on it,
yeah, he'd get hot water.
He'd nobody's going to put their life on
credibility.
The line.
Yeah, he loses credibility.
Right. So, hey, Joanne, it should still be heard. If the judge doesn't allow it, what does that tell you? Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. Exactly, Alicia. There's more than this too. There's another document that if we read through it, you guys, and which I'm not going to do it tonight to you guys. We'll get back to it though. But if we go through it, guys, and it basically points that Balance didn't do shit. And I mean nothing. Okay.
Did you see yesterday that Jay for Justice had said that that the Hippler had ruled they're going to allow cameras in the courtroom?
Yes, they're going to be there. Good, because I want to see everybody's faces when all this shit drops and they go, no.
You can't lie.
Exactly. So like I said, the agent they're talking about in here, okay, the FBI agent Nick Balance, that document reads out to the point that he didn't do shit. Explain that to me.
We don't have those answers.
Clarification. Judge ruled defense could have not Defense could have not used Cy as an expert witness, but defense still wants him in. I can't remember, Bobby, if he ruled against him or if
he said he had it pending. I thought it was still pending.
That's what I'm saying. Last I knew it was pending, Bobby. So I don't know yet. I'm trying to catch up. There's so many documents that dropped.
Unless it was in those motions that when he ruled a bunch on all that stuff, he got in there somehow.
All right. Does anybody have an answer to that I don't?
The latest I was told or heard it was pending.
That's what I thought too. That was a while back, so I don't know for a fact. You know what I mean? Are you still here, JC? She might be working.
No, I'm here.
Oh, are you working tonight or are you off?
No, I'm off.
Okay. LR said he was allowed on Zoom if needed, not allowed to testify in court on April 9th. Oh, okay. I
Okay,
do
so
remember
it
hearing
won't be
that.
about him yet.
Let's see here. Okay. Trying to come back through this here to catch up. Bobby, why would it be used that way? No evidence in the car. Always had me unsure on that. Well, see, guys, let's talk about that for a minute. We've read documents that have stated that there is absolutely zero connection between, just recent too, between Brian Koberger and Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin,
Yeah, the inner circle, all the inner circle.
Maddie Mogan, also the DoorDash driver, also the rideshare driver, Jack Decor, Jack Showalter, and a few other people. There's no connection between this man and anybody else. Okay, so we have all that. We also know that there is absolutely zero DNA from the victims on anything that Brian Koberger owns in his car, in his home, in his office, and in his parents' home. Nothing. Okay. Um, that shower curtain bullshit, you can miss me with that, okay? Because that's a bunch of garbage dump is all that is. It's a joke. We've seen the shower curtain hanging in his bathroom that morning, so forget that. Okay. Anyway.
The only way
So
he'd be able to do all that is that he had to strip down butt naked.
Well, I don't believe any of that shit. Now we also find out that Brian Koberger has a disease called dyspraxia, which basically affects everything you would need to attack somebody. Okay. Motor skills, fine motor skills. I'm sorry, and dexterity, all of that kind of
And
stuff.
it
It would
affects
affect
your strength. It affects your strength. And
strength.
you know,
Go
and
ahead.
the thing is it takes a lot of strength and stamina to do what this person or persons did.
If he did this, he attacked one person and stabbed her 54 times. Am I right? That's a lot,
Yeah.
guys. That
One of
takes a
the
lot of
third floor
energy.
people.
Yes. Okay. That's a lot. So this, as I said, in his 35 years of experience, he has never seen a prosecution do this to a defendant. Right. Exactly. If I'm not mistaken, the Zoom hearing is to decide if he will or not be allowed to testify at trial. I think that I heard, Bobby, that he was allowed to be there on Zoom if needed.
Yeah,
But he's
if
not
they
allowed
get
to.
to it. Yeah, if they decide
Yes.
on it or get to it.
Right, or something like that. I may be wrong. We'll find out, Bobby. We'll find out. But yeah, why in 35 years, he said, like Joanne said, he's never seen this happen to anybody. Why now? But anyway, back to what I was saying. We also know that he was diagnosed as a child. This isn't new. It's not something that came out after he was arrested with this disease that affects, like she said, his speed, dexterity, everything you would need to be able to perform something like that. Okay. 4 times he's accused of it. 4 times within a 9-minute period of time. There's that. We saw a photograph of Brian the next morning, since they want to use that, standing there taking a picture of himself at 10:20 a.m. with not a scratch on his face, his hands, his arms. He went to a doctor's appointment. Was it the next day? Nothing came from that. He went and got a haircut. Nothing came from that. The man went back to work. Nothing came from that. I want to know, not to mention, nobody saw him. Nobody saw him. I want to know.
And he also has autism, correct?
Oh yeah. That's part of the autistic ASD.
ASD, yeah.
Absolutely. So I want to know. I want somebody to tell me how. Think about that just for a minute. I'm going to excuse myself for about 30 seconds. I'll be right back, guys.
It's wild. It just keeps getting wilder and wilder.
It's so wild. Like, I wonder if, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, Brian's a very and I've said it before and everyone agrees, like he's an interesting character, but that doesn't make him a mass killer. I mean, but I wonder why I'm gonna I don't know. I wonder how they got to him, which
Yeah, how
I
they
get it,
key in or zone in on him only.
but yeah, but I don't understand. I think one I don't
I still
know. Like
say informants. Still think it's his family informants or something's how they got to him.
yeah, but they still have to prove it, and this wildness is,
Right. They'd have to
you
have proof.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, this wildness is just going beyond the realm, and
It's
it's like,
overreach. In a way, it's overreach.
yeah, and I just don't understand. I guess I'm
The only
getting,
thing I don't understand at this point, you guys, is why this is happening so readily now. I
And
can
it's
tell you of another.
happening all big cases too, Dago, all major cases that are in the public eye.
I can tell you of another case that I just watched go down that the same damn thing happened in. We all know what happened in Delphi. Okay,
What about the toxic roommate one? Did you see that one?
the what?
The toxic roommate, the one female, but the jury come back not guilty.
yeah, that's the one I was talking about. How they came back with not guilty, and there was several sources on the weapon.
Oh no, I didn't see that one. Well, like I said, it's just blatant ignorance, and it's happening again and again and again. And I'm not going to get into all those other cases. And Karen Reed's situation is quite off too. I'll tell you that much. So what's going on, y'all? What's
Like
going
I
on?
said, it's broken.
In my opinion, who had class with BK, and he either rubbed them the wrong way with grading, and he was singled out, or did someone have class with him and see a perfect? You know what, Mike? I don't even think it's that simple. I think it's bigger than that. Okay, I think it's bigger than that.
One thing that's been
And
weighing on my mind, and I think that's a big one that a lot of people might be missing, and I just was thinking about this last night, is that remember, he was trying to become a cop, right? To become a crime scene expert, to do crime scenes and stuff.
yeah,
And he applied in a lot of those places in that area to become one of those. And I guess he kept getting denied.
well, I think that
That's the only thing I can think of that might have set him off.
but that doesn't make sense though, Don. Because if it set him off, then what are you saying, that you think he did it still?
No, I ain't going until I see the trial. I'm not leaning guilty or not guilty. I want to see
Okay,
everything.
so that's what I'm saying. That doesn't make any sense. Um, Nothing against what you're saying. I'm just saying that scenario doesn't make sense. I said this last night, and I'm saying it even more now. Um, I've been in the middle, riding the fence. I hate saying it, but
Yep.
that's where I've been.
I was
Everything
leaning guilty, but the more and more I'm seeing, it just something's off. Something ain't adding up here.
I was riding the fence from the beginning. Okay, and I said when the
You and me
trial
both, Dago.
right when the trial comes, hopefully we'll see this. But there's so
We
much
need
shit.
everything. We need everything at this trial.
There's so much shit coming out right now, and I was leaning at some point to the guilt side. I really was. And then back to the innocent, then back to the guilt. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit right here in the middle and wait and see. Y'all, if this is guilty and this is innocent, I'm over here now like this. Okay.
But don't you think this is just another way to taint or bias the jury with all this coming out like this right now at this timing? To me, that is kind of like bias
Oh,
and timing it to be
this document
prejudiced
right
against.
here this document right here is calling out the prosecution. If this is correct, this is grounds for prosecutorial misconduct, which is this whole thing
Mistrial,
could be
right?
thrown out. This whole
Yeah,
thing could be
mistrial.
thrown out. Yes. Um, and yeah, this is
Do
all
you
constitutional. That's the problem right there. TK just said it, and that's been my worry and my issue with this. It ain't about Brian. Same with Sarge. It's not about Brian. It's not about who did this or who didn't do. I don't give a shit, you guys. Right there on the screen where she's
Yep, the
saying,
constitutional rights.
it's they've been shitting on the Constitution with this shit. The state lied through this whole thing. They've lied. Why they did it, I'm sure they got a good reason in their mind. Meanwhile, we have a man that's sitting here facing death. 4 kids lost their lives. They deserve real and true justice on this, not throwing some guy in jail just to, make you feel better about the situation, to cover up whatever the hell it is you're doing. No, that's not how this works. This is America, not Russia. This is not a third world country or anything like that will get away with doing this shit on a regular basis. It's America, folks. We have a big old piece of paper on the wall that tells us we ain't supposed to do that kind of shit. And guess what?
And
That's the problem.
aren't we as America kind of looked at as a like a model of what should be, you know what I mean? Like
Every other country looks at the way our judicial system runs and says, I wish we could do it that way, but they,
yeah,
you know
like
what I
everybody
mean?
wants to come to America for a better life, right?
Yep. Yep. And now I'm thinking about this DNA, this little tiny little itsy bitsy tip of the pen piece of
Speck.
DNA that they got. Gotta wonder where'd it come from. Gotta wonder. You guys realize? Let me clarify something. You know that they sent
everything. It puts everything.
You realize that they sent a swab, not the sheath, but a swab, right? To test that. It wasn't a sheath, it was a swab. Did anybody know that besides me? Did everybody understand that? They swabbed the sheath and sent it off and came back that it was Brian's DNA. I'm going to call right about now a capital. I when I found that out, I wasn't 100% like onto that for a while because there was so much going on, right? But when I found that out, at that point, knowing that I have to call absolute
A bullshit. A bullshit.
because it ain't nothing but, folks. That is such bullshit to me. Do you know how easy it would be to do what you could do to make something look like it needs to? You guys know what I'm saying? Because they didn't
Yeah.
send the damn sheath. They just sent a swab. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Guys, I'm so just like Annie went. When Annie went off the other day, I get it. I'm fucking tired of this. You don't get to do this to people, you guys. And I feel so bad for the families.
I do too, because they're the ones that are going to pay the ultimate price for it.
They are paying that ultimate price, and they should be so upset. They don't need to have to deal with this too. They deserve
It's
truth
all
and justice.
one cluster mess.
And
all a
and
cluster
Brian
mess.
Koberger.
Yeah, they deserve truth and justice and a true suspect in this case. It ain't him, folks. I don't see it anymore. I can't even remotely say. And of course, I'm waiting until the trial. That's not going to change. It's not going to change. I'm telling you, I don't trust any of this anymore. None of it. Okay? It's been nothing but myth or disinformation. It's been nothing but lies. Everything we were told. Here's a PCA. Follow this. Trust in us. Trust the process. Okay, we did it. Guess what? It's all lies. The PCA is a fucking piece of toilet paper as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I just feel very kind of misled, I guess, because
You think?
all we wanted was a person of interest, and when we got it, like when we got it, we were like, "Oh yeah, like whatever. We have the guy. We have the guy." And then it came out it was Brian Koberger. Like we didn't even hear like he was not even like we never even heard his name until we found out he was arrested.
Yeah, and JC, they made it look really good too, in my opinion. They went to his house, they kicked in the doors and windows and came flying in like hellions. They put him on a plane and they flew him back. It took all damn day and shackled him down and drug him across and they made this guy look like Hannibal Lecter. Okay, I'm surprised they didn't put him on a damn dolly and strap him down with a face mask on, to be honest with you. So anyway, they made it look really good to give everybody that effect. That's where it started. Think about this, you guys. That's where it started. They started with all that, and then that was the starting button right there. Once they hit that off to the races, the propaganda began. Day after day after day after day after news channel after news channel after news channel.
Yeah.
Everything they could find to put this man on top of, they did it. Multiple different situations. They talked how, oh, he's crazy, he's ugly, he's weird, he's strange. He
He
tried
has
to
this
attack.
background.
Yeah, he did this. He was a drug addict. He was this. He was everything we've heard over the past 2.5 years has been nothing but Brian's guilty. Brian's bad. Brian's evil. Brian, bad, bad. That's all we've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? It worked because the man has been convicted of a quadruple murder in the court of public opinion. There, in turn, what they've wanted to do is working, in my opinion. It all plays in together. And I'm sorry I'm a little louder tonight. I'm sorry I've said a few words that I don't normally say. I'm sorry I sound irritated, but you know what, guys? Because I am.
Yep.
Right.
It's getting to that breaking point.
This is bullshit. Okay? Absolute bullshit. I can't say at this point now, somebody, hey, Leslie, again, I don't know, Leslie. At this point, I can say that I don't even know that he was even involved. Okay? I don't trust anything anymore. I don't trust any bit of this anymore because every damn thing we've been given is a lie. Everything. Every document we've looked at has been a lie. I mean, I'm very passionate on it. I've been with this from day one, you guys. The day that the news first turned, I turned this on and there was 4 students killed in Idaho. And I went, oh my God. And from that moment on, I've been here with this. I took a break because there was nothing to talk about. I'm pissed. Okay? Because in a sense, it's made us to look like fools in a sense too. And it's caused a division out here in YouTube that people have gone at each other. People hate each other because of it. They attack each other because of it.
Yep.
No.
They wanted that all along, I think.
It plays into the propaganda game, you guys. Starge has been screaming about this from the beginning. 100%. It's about it. It's
him and Willie.
Yeah. Please do, Leslie, and please let Billy know that he's in my thoughts. You're in my thoughts. I'm praying for you guys. I really, really am. I really am. I hope everything works out. I hope he's okay. That's a little bit more than a gallbladder, hun. So I got you in my thoughts and prayers, dear, all night, every day. Understand, and I have good faith that he'll be okay. Just let him know I'm thinking about him, okay, hun? And be careful out there.
Yes, we all are.
She took him to the hospital, right? Because she thought that he was having gallstones or gallbladder issues, and it turned out that he's got congestive heart failure, which is not good. So,
wow, that ain't no.
Absolutely, Leslie. Good. Let him know I'm praying for him, giving him a virtual high five, and he's got this. He's got this, and we got your back too, dear. So,
I just have to say, Dago, like I really, I just want to say like how much and I've told him this too, but I mean, I obviously, have, come over to your channel and have, really talked about this with you guys too. But I have to say that, the first channel I was with, Willie was in, and he really, asked different questions, and I was willing to be open-minded about it. And he asked different questions, and that's why I am where I'm at. Because if it wasn't for Willie and asking those different, more questions and different questions, then I'd probably be on the guilty side, but it's because of Willie. I was like, okay, I'm going to be open-minded about this because it's the right thing to do in the
Yes,
first
ma'am.
place.
Yes, ma'am.
And now I'm really glad that I did, because now look at all this crap. Like, this is just bananas.
It's beyond. Yes,
And
JC.
it's
And
been hidden for 2 years is what's messed
And
up even more.
and the problem is in the beginning, people like Sarge and Willie, they were absolutely attacked because they were asking the harder, d- different
we all were.
questions.
Yes, we all.
Wanted the proof, wanted answers.
You saw it, JC. I think you were around. You remember what I went through with that Detective John guy and all that other shit.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Things I thought, the things that I looked into, the things that I wanted to talk about, the questions that we asked.
Too much drama.
Willie came to me and it's like, Dago, dude, and I got him out of some shit that somebody was trying to harm him. We dealt with that. We became close friends. Sarge and I got together on this. He came here and said, I like the way you're looking at this. I like the way you're talking about it, so on and so forth. And that's how we all got together in the group. Me and Willie and Sarge and Annie Potts and all these people that have looked at this with an open mind, saying, I'm not going to just sit here and accept what you're telling me because it doesn't make sense. You
Well, and
don't.
They're calling bullshit.
Willie personally knows this kid, and he said that he's told us at one point that there's hundreds of other people that he would put in front of Brian to do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
He
know,
said
like,
Willie was in here the other night.
mm-hmm,
And he comes in here as often as he can, and we were talking about it because he still talks to the people that were really close friends with Brian. And
mm-hmm,
at some point, it's sad. They were like, when he talked to them, he just talked to one that day, the day before yesterday. That morning, he talked to the one guy that they had on the news. And he's talking to Casey, the one girl I believe that was really close with Brian, and trying to get her to come in here so that I can have a talk with her too.
mm-hmm,
See, we looked into and talked about who Brian was as a person, as a human being, not as
mm-hmm.
this grim reaper that they made him out to be from the beginning. Because he
Right.
is still a living, breathing human being, you guys. Whether or not they want to believe he is or anybody else wants to, he still is. And he's still innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Facts.
doing everything they can do to avoid that. Okay. That's all they've done. And there are so many people in this world right now that believe that this man did this. And then we have this. And we have all these other things that we've seen that come out of everything that is being dropped right now has completely debunked and basically turned to bullshit the other stuff that the state has put out. The state, if you look, we keep hearing from all these people, well, that's not everything. They haven't shown us everything they have. They're going to drop a bomb. They're going to do that. When?
Yeah.
When are they going to do this? Is that bomb going to be more lies?
Is it going to be at trial?
Yeah. Yeah. And that right now they're putting things together. It looks to me, and Eddie pointed this out, and I believe him, like they're trying because they know they don't have shit now. And this is making it worse. They're trying to pull together some form of physical evidence against him to make it see, we told you. Look, guys, we told you he did it. Look. Bullshit. Miss me upside down with that bullshit. I'm done with it. It's bullshit.
Well, and at this point, I was listening to JLR today, but do you really think that this trial is going to happen in August now with all this stuff coming out?
I mean, I pray that the trial does happen so that this can all be dumped out and it can all be put out
Yeah,
on the
because
table.
I want it
Everybody
all on the
can see.
table. It needs to happen. Get it all on the table.
And if nothing else, first and foremost, Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan deserve all of that. They deserve for it all to be seen and heard, and the truth, not the bullshit, but the truth to be put out there. The
And the
families of them,
families deserve it too.
the families of that's where I was going next, deserve that just as much, if not more. Okay, they
And their
need to see it.
friends.
They need to see it. All of the kids as friends, yes, they all need to see the real shit, not this bullshit we've been seeing. Okay, the whole world needs to see it, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. I'm beyond sick of this shit already, guys. This has been 2.5 years of all of our lives that we have dedicated to this because some of us have a serious passion. You guys know that I do because I've been on this
About
on
crime, yep.
okay. This specific case has driven
It's,
me insane.
well, it's
No,
absolutely horrific. It's one of the most is it? I mean, I would say that this is like one of the most horrific crimes committed
it is. It
in
absolutely
By
is.
in
a single
America.
person too, if they can confirm it's a single person too.
Yep. Yep.
I
Agreed.
just think other people are involved. I really do. I'm not saying Brian doesn't have anything to do with it, but but I don't think he's as guilty as they are saying, if guilty at all. And also, like, other people could be involved. Like,
Yeah.
you need
I
to
I
go
and
looking
I
for other
respect
people.
I absolutely respect your feelings, JC. I do. And anybody else's feelings on this too. This is Delphi 2.0, Tippy, as far as I'm concerned.
It's
Yeah.
starting to be that way.
It really, really, and I still feel for that Richard Allen was not the one that did this, that he's not supposed to be sitting there. And I feel so bad for his family and
Yep.
him at this point, because what is there to do? What is there to do? Nothing. Nothing at all. So
Well, and
again,
I feel even worse for, Abby and Abby and Libby and Abby and Libby's
of
family
course,
and friends. I mean,
and that's what I
like you
said the
say,
other
like
day.
they just found someone to, convict and feel better about, and
It's not real justice,
it's
guys. It's
not
not.
true justice at all.
No. And here we are. Like I said, I didn't like to show these two cases side by side, but I've been saying that the past couple of days now because I said it this morning actually a little bit or a little bit earlier too. There were
Current
three
Karen
police
Reed's
officers.
case is a mess too, don't you think?
Yeah, it has been for
That's a
sure.
mess too.
But in the Delphi case, there were three police officers in the very beginning, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it's been at this point, okay, that did not believe and want to go in the direction that everybody else was going in Delphi. They were following and saw things and believed in that whole Odinism thing and blah, blah, blah. And they did not let go of that. They did their own thing. They followed it up, so on and so forth. And then guess what happens? One of them lost their lives. They were killed, murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. And so they quieted down, but they kept doing what they were doing. And here we are now. We
That
remember how
seems like
Delphi
somebody
went.
trying to silence somebody.
That's exactly what it was, Don. There's no kind of, it absolutely happened. So, and now we saw through that whole trial, the one thing that made sense, you were not allowed to speak on it. You were not allowed to talk about it. You did not bring that into that courtroom, or that woman was going to lock you down.
Well, yeah, the judge in that case really screwed that up, I think.
She did a lot, and you
She,
weren't nothing. You couldn't bring that. They did not allow other defenses to be brought into this. It was this way or no way. End of story. And guess what
Yeah,
happened?
there's too many judges like that out there now too.
It's sad. And now here we are here. And like I said, I don't like to compare the cases, but I'll be damned if this is not 2.0. Okay.
but my question is, do you wonder what Hitler thinks of all of this?
Well,
He knows
I,
it all. He's got to have already seen all this.
He
I
has to
have
have
I
had.
have I have questions now because he started saying, enough with the seal, this and that, blah blah blah. But we need to unseal this and everything, so on and so forth. And I'm hoping that means that he's paying attention to what's going on. We'll see. We'll see what his reaction is to this statement, this affidavit right here. I want to see how he
Yeah.
reacts to this, and I want to see how he reacts to Psy. Okay. And if
Yeah.
if we see a complete shutdown, and we see that this is closed out, kind of like what Gall did, y'all, I'm just gonna have to tell you, I'm turning the other direction because
Yep.
I will not support any of that. I just can't. I can't watch it happen again. Okay.
Right.
It's so
But
sad.
also, I have a question. So, in any case, does the judge have the right or the means to override a jury?
Only on appeal. The only thing I can think of is appeal.
I think it would only be on appeal.
Okay.
That's what the appeal process stands for, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can recall.
Because I don't remember if there was a case or something that they found the person guilty or innocent, and then the judge, like, after that said, well, since you can't do your, and maybe they came up with uh a hung jury, and the judge was like, well, since you guys couldn't do your job, I'm stepping in and doing mine. And he found it one way or another, and he
Well,
acquitted I think you have to go on the side of acquitting the person, but
yeah.
I think that did happen once, but I just wondered, like, what, like, the chain of command was like. Does Hitler have the means to override a jury?
I don't believe so. I
Okay.
don't believe so because of the way the laws are written. I think somebody would have to somebody would have to step in, and something else would have to be, you know what I'm saying? Something else would
It
have
would
to
have
happen.
to go to the Supreme Court, I
It
would
would
think.
definitely have to, yeah, it would definitely head that direction for sure. But
Okay.
yeah, he just can't. I don't believe he can just say nope, nope, nope. It doesn't work that way. No.
It would
So
have to go to the Iowa Supreme Court, and then if it didn't go there, it would go to the big court, the Fed Supreme Court.
I believe
Okay.
that there's a real reason why Hitler did not want this case. Okay. He did not. He clearly stated
No.
Yeah.
he
The
doesn't.
first
He didn't
statements
want.
he ever made said he did
Well,
not really
Right.
want to be there.
why would anyone want this case? This case is a
It's
mess
horrible.
from the
And
get-go.
you know what, guys? I'm gonna personally apologize. I didn't do it, but for YouTube, and because I care about the people in here, I do truly. You guys know that I do. I really do. I appreciate the people. I appreciate the compassion that you guys have for the stuff that we cover, because I have it and I see it and I know it. So I'm going to personally apologize for all of you that came in to YouTube and found the true crime community because of this case. I'm
That's
sorry.
me. That's
I'm
me.
sorry. Well,
Yep.
JC, I'm sorry. You know why? Because you don't deserve this either. You don't deserve to see true crime, and I know you have a passion for it, JC, because you go to crime cons. You look into
Yep.
these cases. You do what we do, and I see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry that you had to come in on this because this is horrible. This makes the O.J. Simpson case look like a damn cartoon. Okay,
Oh, absolutely.
it's a joke. I've never seen anything like this besides Delphi. I would never expect this to happen even in a damn movie. This is a script for an insane thriller movie. It's nuts that you would never believe this would happen. I don't, but it's happening right in front of us.
It's worse than a movie because it is reality. I mean,
That's
it
it right
really
there.
did happen.
Everything is reality right now. Same things we saw happen with Delphi, and it scares the shit out of me, you guys. It
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, truly does. And that's like with what SRB just said. I'm glad that we can give people a place to have an opinion respectfully. It's a
Look,
fact because you can't
I
have opinions in some other places.
I like a good thriller movie. I really liked, like, the Scream movies and the Texas
Sure.
Chainsaw Massacre, and you know, Paranormal Activity or whatever. Like, I liked those movies, but those were movies.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be happening in real life, guys. That's the problem.
No.
That's the whole problem is this would be it. Sadly that we lost 4 amazing young people that had amazing futures ahead of them. Okay. That's the worst part
Mm-hmm.
of this whole thing. The absolute worst part of all of this.
Yep.
That being said, the fact that happened calls to nothing but the fact that they deserve a real voice that speaks for them, since nobody seems to be doing it. The prosecution side of this, the state, the person that's supposed to find the criminal and make sure that they pay for committing the crime against them, sure as hell ain't speaking for them, not standing up for them. No, because all you're doing is you're putting a band-aid on a mess. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that they're doing, and they're saying, "Here it is. Here's somebody that did it just to make you feel better about it. Move on." That ain't how this works, folks. I'm sorry, but it don't. It is not. Exactly, Mikey. Thank you very much for that, brother. Guys,
But I will say, Dago, I will say, I think there's something out there because I've been listening to Steve Gonsalves's interviews and stuff, and I think there's something out there that he knows that we don't that makes him believe that Koberger did it.
well, I think it's not that there's something out there, hon. I think what it is that he's believing in what they're telling him. I would want to too if I was the parent.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely want to be able to believe they're doing the right thing and that they're going to bring justice for my loss. You know what I mean? He deserves
Mm-hmm.
that. He deserves the right to think that. Okay, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what they're doing, in my opinion, by doing this, that makes it so worse,
Mm-hmm.
so much worse. The loss that they've already had is horrifying. I would never. God love. I pray for those people all the time. I'm not a super religious person, but I have because of what their loss has been, and I absolutely do. To see what's going on behind this it makes it 10 times worse. It to me, it does. So
Yeah.
it's insane to me. And and the thing is about this that I feel is that there's nothing that can be done unless it's caught, called out, shown to the world, and put back in place the way it's supposed to be. And it needs to be there needs to be a dual prosecution here.
I just
And
hate to see the families have to go through this again with somebody else, like
that's exact. Well, see,
with
in my
somebody
opinion,
else.
I don't think they're going to do that, JC.
They're not going to.
That's what
They're
I
not
mean.
going to.
They're not, and that's the scariest, nastiest, and most ignorant thing that I can
And
imagine.
then, and they're left with, if Koberger is found innocent, they're going to be left with no closure.
That's it. Well, and there would never be, in my opinion, like real closure, but
I,
at least they would get like some form of justice for this.
justice. Yeah.
There's no justice in this. None whatsoever. Oh, hold on, guys. Look what we got here. Congratulations and welcome to the sauce, Miss Tippy Hadron Collider. We appreciate you joining, becoming part of this family. I hope you enjoy your time here as we will enjoy you being here. I'm sorry I'm a little hot tonight, guys. I don't normally act like this, okay? But I got to be real about this, folks, on how I feel. And I'm sorry you're seeing at me like this. But welcome to the family. Welcome to the sauce. We got a new meatball, you guys, and I'm super duper happy to see that, Tippy. Congrats and welcome. Thank you so much for becoming part of the family.
So you're reaching
Yeah.
you've reached your breaking point, right, Dale?
Oh, buddy, you have no clue. The past week, I mean, like the other night when Annie was here, you saw her go off. She was dropping the F bombs.
Mm-hmm.
She's sick of it. I'm done with
Yep.
it, Dago. I'm sick of it, and I am too. I am
Well,
too.
and for me, it's been kind of ever since the text messages and the 911 call came out. Like, why did we have to wait two years for that to come out?
That's when it starts. Yes, and out of the documents, Steve Gonsalves himself said there was no reason to hide this. There was
Yeah,
no
he was
reason.
pissed.
No
He was
reason.
pissed, and they were finding it out with us. They weren't
Yeah,
even, they weren't even made aware that this was coming out.
this is beyond wrong. Okay, and there's more. There's more coming from this. I promise you, there's more.
Mm-hmm.
So much more. And I feel bad. I don't usually come out here screaming and yelling and acting like it's going Sicilian is what everybody calls it for me. Y'all, I've been too involved and too invested in this with a lot of you guys that have been here for a long time. No,
And I
it ain't.
just
It's not
and I
okay.
just want to make this clear too. Like, this is not victim blaming or victim shaming. This is,
Oh, hell no. And I'm so sick of hearing that. This is calling out bullshit for bullshit. That's all this is.
I mean, I don't think it's victim blaming or shaming. I think it's just wanting to see both sides equally, and
I'll
that's
tell
what
you,
it
yeah,
is,
yeah,
right?
sure. Yes, ma'am. No, tonight is prosecution blaming and state blaming and state shaming and prosecution shaming because they deserve to be shamed because they're nothing but liars. Liars. We
It's
have broken
that.
down. We've looked at it. Listen, I'm sorry to interrupt you, JC. I just want to say
No,
this.
you're fine.
We have not. I will not shame victims, their families. I will not. I don't even shame, as I've been accused of it to certain times, the other two roommates that are victims
The surviving roommates, yeah.
Yeah, they're victims of the circumstance of the crime. Okay, they're not victims of the crime. They're victims of the circumstance of the crime. Now, I have questions as to what they did and why they did it. Okay. I have questions that I deserve to ask as much as anybody else does. Why'd you do this? Why didn't you do that? That's not shaming anything. That's asking questions to find out and understand how to look at this because it makes no damn sense. When things should have been done a certain way and they weren't, we have every right to ask questions about that. Nobody came in here and said, I know that she did this and did that and blah, 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 blah. Of course, people are angry that they didn't do certain things and want to know why.
And they give them the excuse that they're, young kids, young college kids, but they're still over 18.
They're grown adults. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So and I hate to question them, but the text messages and the 911 call made me question.
Listen, JC, I hated to question them and I didn't for a long
I do
time.
too.
I didn't for a long time. And even though from the very beginning, I questioned, why did you sit here for 8 hours and do nothing? Why?
Because I was in a frozen shock phase.
Well, and that's it.
But now come to find out, was she really?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't at all. Okay.
I question that because how can you be in a frozen shock phase when you're texting people and then taking pictures, doing this, and then the next morning, not, not going to investigate the situation. And I'm sorry, but if I saw a man in black I know their house was a lot different than mine because, they have people coming and going all the time. But if I saw someone as suspicious as that, I'd be going to 911 right away. Even when I was 20.
Listen, something
That's
was
me.
stated. Of course, but there was a statement that was made that it doesn't matter if they would have called 911 or not, that nobody would have survived that. And
it wasn't going to change the outcome.
Well, I'm going to argue that here in a second here, okay? And here's why.
It could have changed an outcome though, and they may have been able to. I don't know if they would have been able to find someone speeding away.
Well, here's my argument.
Finding someone in the area of suspicion.
In all due respect to that statement, okay? Here's my argument to that. The moment that I would have heard fumbling and bumbling and screaming, because I know it was heard now.
Or
fumbling
noises.
and bumbling and screaming and yelling and so on and so forth, I would have picked the phone up and dialed 911. When I did that, you saw the response time. That doesn't take minutes, seconds for these officers to get from there to there. It is a very, in my opinion, okay, absolutely.
They would have caught him right then and there.
A very big chance they would have interrupted the crime, stopped the crime, and saved somebody possibly, in my opinion. That's a fact, in my opinion, okay? If it would have happened when it should have happened, but it didn't. And that, I know people argue, no, the outcome would have been, I don't believe that, because it took time to kill 4 people. It took time to go from there to here, and it could have stopped something in the act.
And the less time he had, the less time he would have had to do another person.
Thank you. The response time, and maybe it probably would have been even quicker because it's the middle of the night. They're not doing anything. They don't have to respond from one place to another.
There's less traffic on the road and they can get there quicker. Yeah.
It took them a minute. It would have probably, there were some out there in the band.
They would have been there in 45 seconds.
And they could have stopped the whole thing per se. Maybe some of it would have happened, but they could have interrupted, which could have scared the person either away or caught the person red-handed.
Or persons.
Or persons, yes. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Right.
That's what we've been questioning, guys. It's not victim blaming or shaming. So miss me with that bullshit, okay? Because I'm over it. I'm over it. Because it's not. I want to know why. And if you would, here's the thing. If I don't have the right to ask why, then okay. You should have never put it on the news. You should have never showed it to us. And you should have never let it go. If you didn't want me to ask why, then you shouldn't have showed it to me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I played the 911 call, Tomboy. I listened. Why did I miss something, Mike, by chance, or what? Do we need to play it again? So again, one more time, let me apologize for being a little louder, a little heated, a little more excited. I'm so
You're
tired of
allowed
this.
to, Dago. You got to vent that way. That's how you vent.
Thank you, Mikey. And again, guys, thank you once again. I don't expect anybody to support our channel by this, but anybody that chooses to support our channel via Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal, understand we absolutely appreciate it. It does pay my bills, my internet, whatever else we use in here. That's where it comes from. Again, you're not expected to donate to that to be here. It's just when we do it. If you choose to do it, it is very much appreciated. So thank you for those of you that choose that. I don't normally act this way. I don't normally get all blah, 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 you know what I mean? But you guys, how long have we been watching this happen? How long
A
have we been?
long time.
Yeah,
How many
years.
how many of us have been attacked because we think or want to know answers to something, or because we're even questioning something? It's enough. Okay, it's enough.
Now we know why it's taken years and years to do it too.
Right. Alicia, thank you so much for that donation of the membership. God bless, dear Mayhem and Miracles. Congratulations. Welcome to the sauce. We got 2 new meatballs in the house with us tonight. Thank you so much, Alicia. I appreciate that so very much. Bombshell, welcome. I just saw you. Good to see you. LL, good to see you. Mikey, I think 95% of us love to hear the fun. Well, listen, folks, I'm a very passionate person. A lot of you have seen me get all cry-facey and teary-eyed and emotional, and you've seen me get angry at the same time. It's because I'm real, folks. My emotions are real, and I show my emotions because there's no reason to hide how you feel.
Real as it gets with Diego.
And I won't hide it because I'm in here doing this because of something I experienced that I went through that is a horrible thing, and I haven't seen justice for that yet. And I want to see other people get justice. It's all what it's all about. It's how I feel about it, period. So just saying. Again, Mayhem, Miracles, welcome, and thank you I appreciate that very much. And I hope all of you feel comfortable enough in here to know that you can express those same feelings and you're not going to be attacked. I will not allow everybody has, even if you're sitting here telling me, nope, he's guilty. Okay. I respect that. I don't think the same way at this point, but I respect that. And I want you to be able to be somewhere that you can say that and somebody's not going to throw something at you.
Come at you.
Yeah, we don't know. That's why this community exists. And it's why I love this community. So, I just can't believe this, you guys. I can't. And I've said something earlier. I was talking to a couple of my moderators earlier before I went live with this. And, this is going to sound a little weird. But I'm starting to wonder if certain people were used in this process to make this become what it has, for lack of better terms. Maybe that because I argued a long time back that there's no way in hell that the Latah County Sheriff's Department, Moscow Police Department, the FBI, and the Idaho State Police are all involved in a big old giant frame job because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But what does make sense is that everybody's doing their job as they should. Everybody's doing what they're told as they should. That doesn't mean that They know what's going on in that aspect. People don't question their bosses. People don't question things. They just do their jobs, okay? If a garbage man is out here picking up your garbage, because that's his job, he picks up the garbage can and he dumps it in the truck and he sets it down and he drives off. He doesn't look through your garbage and say, what's that for? And why is that in here? And why is that there? And why is this garbage can red or that one's green? They don't question it. They just do it. Same goes with this. So people may not be seeing what this is all about, what has happened here, why it's like that. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm telling you guys, I'm really starting to see things a different way. Thank you so much. SRB just gifted 5 more. Looks like Mr. Daryl Watkins received ones. Dark Fae Child, Meg P, Creepy Crystal, and Miss Amy Flat all received new memberships. Welcome to the sauce, you guys. We have 7 new meatballs floating around in the sauce with us tonight. And I am so grateful of that, SRB. God bless. That's so very generous. And welcome all you new meatballs. I appreciate you so very much. That is awesome. Very awesome. Damn, folks.
So, like, you're saying, Dago, that, like, the higher-ups could be using other people to cover certain
I'm going to say
things?
this, and then I'm going to say this, and then you take this how you may, JC. You're smart. You're very smart. I've talked to you many a time about different cases. So, yeah.
Getting everybody paid is another way to get everybody paid.
Brett Payne does have military experience. He's got law enforcement experience, but basically was thrown
And he's the lead investigator, correct?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
he was thrown into this. Like I know I'm under exaggerating, but basically the man was
He was writing tickets the day before.
Yes, ma'am. I said it
And then
already.
yep.
Oh, yeah, he's writing parking tickets on Thursday, and on Friday he becomes the head detective over at Quadruple Homicide. So whoa. Okay. So I believe that there's inexperience, and it's not all his fault. You can't expect anybody to come into, like me, for instance, as a first responder. I've seen a lot of bad stuff. I've seen a lot of really, really, really horrible things in regards. Hence the reason why I have PTSD from some of this stuff, okay? Because that's real, guys. If you don't think it is, you're wrong. It's real. So anyway, for me, I've seen many, many, many homicide scenes. Singular homicides, dual homicides, shootouts, stabbings, bad things. But I've never in my life came into a scene where there are 4 all in the same situation. Whoa. And I can tell you right now, as a professional that did this for years, to step into that, I would have went, I would have had a bit of a problem that day. So,
you would have needed assistance. You would have needed help.
Protocol, yes. Protocol has a tendency to go absent sometimes in your mind. Is, oh shit, what do I do from here? What step do I take first? How do I react to this? Oh my God, this has never happened to me before. Holy shit, this is a lot to deal with. What is going on? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm not saying that that's exactly how he reacted, but I would imagine that there was somewhat of that in there somewhere, okay? Because that's how I would have been. And anybody else that's never experienced something like this, if you don't react that way, there's something else not right with you, in my opinion. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, not normal.
Well, that, and then also they thought they were going to the scene of an unconscious person.
Thank you.
I mean,
thank you. Until Nunez got there and said, "Oh shit,
it's more than an unconscious person."
This is bad. This is bad, y'all. Right? So, I'm sure that he was looking to. I'm speaking of Payne again, looking to others that were in a higher position, that had more experience in law enforcement, to give him some ideas to do this in. And it can be very easily somebody in that. How can I say this? Somebody that's in that position could be very well easily taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if that makes sense. And I do feel that that's a possibility here, you guys. A lot of people are like, fuck Payne, blah, 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 blah. I don't know so much that it's his fault. Let me say that, okay?
You think that falls on the FBI?
You said that, I didn't. I'll just leave it there, Don, okay?
Okay, I said it.
Remember what you just said, though. Remember that. The FBI knows better. They know better.
Yeah,
They know what they're doing. Nobody's going to tell them what to do. They're the FBI. Okay.
exactly.
And they know what they can do and they can't do. There ain't a whole lot they can't do. Remember that too. So there's that. We also have the Idaho State Police. Okay. The Idaho State Police, and if you, I will say this though, there's and it bothers me. It's bothered a lot of people that there's a person involved with the Idaho State Police that already went through this whole situation and was involved in a whole scandal on this. Okay, and he's involved in this case. Take it for what it is. I'm just saying. Um, we all know who Officer Tolson is. We all know what he did. How are you allowed, first off, to be a law enforcement official still, and to be on a case like this still? There's too many people that shouldn't be involved in this that are. There's too many people that just need to be looked at, in my opinion, in a deep, deep way. I'll just put it that way. So, I just have a lot of issues with that side of it too. And then we get this now. We get this now, and it's like, okay. And I'm gonna put my hand up here. I'll place a bet, folks. I'll do a poll. I'm gonna do a poll. Hold on. I'm gonna do the poll, and I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I want you guys to answer it. Hold on a minute here.
And then also, Dago, you have to remember, Chief Fry, he has since retired.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's already gone.
Oh yeah.
He's been gone.
Yeah, he got out quick. He knew what he was doing.
Who's the now the chief there?
Well, the other guy retired before him. Captain. I always forget his last name.
Was it the guy with the bald head? He has like bald head almost.
He looked like him. Him and Fry could have been brothers. I can't.
Oh, okay.
Latimer. Is it Latimer? I might be wrong. All right. Here it is. Will there be more bombs dropped that could prove to be exculpatory to Brian before the trial? That's the question. Yes or no? And there it goes. Captain
So much
Corrupt.
unsealed. So much is still unsealed. There's more coming.
Yeah. And I if I ever hear it again, I'm gonna yell at it. If anybody ever looks at me and says, "There's more coming," the prosecution's got so much more.
Yep, there goes Dago.
I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't want to hear it anymore.
Okay, I'll remember that. Not to say that no more.
I mean, come on, guys. How many times have we heard that? There's more coming. It's coming. The prosecution's gonna drop a bomb. They know what they're doing. They're gonna stop it. Just stop it. Listen, guys, think about this for a minute. If they were absolutely positively sure that Brian Koberger did this, why would they wait and wait and wait as the defense is coming out saying, well, guys, I don't know, but my client had absolutely none of the DNA from the scene on anything he owns. Prosecution sat there like this. Didn't say a word. They just sat there. You're not going to interject and say something? And people are going to come out and say, well, they didn't have to, Dago. Okay, but I'm going to tell you right now, if I wanted everybody to see and believe that this man did this, I'm going to face it.
I would have dropped what I had.
I'd have dropped something that was worth something
Dropped
other
the biggest
than
bomb I got, the number one bomb.
I'd have definitely not. I wouldn't have done not even
because
that.
they shut me up. I'd want to shut them up. You know what I mean? Like
Thank
back at
you.
you, back at you.
Thank you. I wouldn't have dropped a spit on the tip of a pinhead, a sewing needle of DNA and said, there it is. Look, how can you look past this, everybody? That right there does it. He did it because of that little of DNA. That's how we know.
But in the realm of doing that, they made such a mountain out of a molehill that they forgot to tell us that there was other DNA on the sheets that wasn't recognizable.
Conveniently they
They
forgot. You're right.
forgot about that.
They forgot conveniently, right? And then, and then, and then, folks, they never even remotely tried to put any of that into CODIS. Excuse
Why
me?
not?
Why would you not do that? That's
Why not?
oh wait, no. We didn't have to because they had that little of DNA, and that's their guy. That's their guy. Forget about all these other people that maybe could have been accomplices, maybe could have been there. No. We're not even going to bother trying to put this in CODIS, folks. How dumb does that sound?
That's kind of the smoking gun for me is because
Didn't you?
normally I would think, oh, it's your DNA. You know, like DNA don't lie. Like that's yours, whatever. But you got to take into the other consideration. We don't have the weapon.
Yep. Thank you. I've never seen such shitty garbage and jokingly dumb circumstantial evidence in my life. Okay, it's ridiculous. You couldn't even run this other DNA through CODIS. Why? Why didn't you even think to do
And the
that?
worst PCA we've ever seen in a case too.
Guys, it looks like a 4 times washed in the washing machine piece of Swiss cheese to me. That's what that looks like to me. Nothing on that PCA is it just nothing. It's nothing anymore to me. I read that thing so many times. I referred people to that so many times. Go check the PCA. Follow the PCA. Trust the
How many
process,
times
guys.
did we pick the PCA apart? I mean, hundreds.
Right.
Many. Trust the process. Trust the process. That's what we were told to do. And every one of us fell for it and did it. We may have disagreed and argued about it, but we did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
For at least
And
the 2
Dago,
years.
one of the questions that I think needs to be questioned about the PCA is one that Dago kind of asked from the very, very beginning is when they referred to suspect vehicle number 1.
Because, and I've been saying, yeah.
Why haven't they ever mentioned another vehicle?
Well, and I've been saying for a week or so here. Sarge has been saying this. We both agree on this. There's a few other people too. There's another car, you guys. There is another car that was
That's
driving
why
around.
they said number 1 because they wanted to leave it open for the possibility of another vehicle.
Exactly. And that other vehicle, in my opinion, had more than one person in it because they even said that vehicle had more than one person in it. Okay. If you remember. So, yeah. Yep.
So many questions.
Hey, Samira Delvey. Good to see you. It's been a while. Wonderful to have you here. Everyone argued that. You are right. Everyone did. And guess what we're told? Well, that's protocol. They always write that. That's the way it's supposed to be. Don't worry about it. Move on to the next step. Okay. Okay. Listen,
Here we are.
I'm going to say this one more time, too. If I'm wrong, I'll eat crow. I'm okay. I'm okay admitting if I'm wrong. I've always been okay to admit when I'm wrong. But I really don't think I am at this point. I really don't. There are so many people that have been looking at this and following this and breaking this down and tearing this apart. Guys, I don't have a legal degree. None of us do. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a law enforcement officer. I'm none of those things, and I'm not trying to be. All I'm trying to be is a person, an American citizen that's looking at this and saying, this is not right. This is not what we were taught. This is not the way things are supposed to be. But you don't want me to talk about that. You don't want me to question that because you know something's wrong. And maybe they thought maybe they thought people were stupid and that nobody was going to see this. I don't know. But so much shit has come from this. They made a show, multiple shows on Dateline, 48 Hours, Nightline, brought creators from YouTube into it. They did a Paramount Plus thing that some of us were all involved in. Okay, and all of that has come out. Are they going to
And a
bring
lot of
something out now
people
about this?
and a lot of people don't ask questions, but us, not just YouTubers, but like in the YouTube true crime community, we're going to be the ones to ask the questions.
Well, and there are a lot of people, you're right, JC, that will just sit back and say the law is
Yeah,
the
like
law.
your normal person isn't going to,
No, they don't care. They
people
don't
don't, yeah, people don't even like know about,
question.
some people
They
don't even like know about the case anymore. They're not following the case. All they know is that 4 kids died 2 years ago and there hasn't been a trial yet and they're just waiting for the trial. They ain't looking at all the documents and, you know,
right.
they ain't
They don't know
following the
any of this other
case.
stuff. That's
They're
right.
just waiting for the trial. And
There's so many people out here that don't ever question. I know that the police will arrest the person that did it and there'll be a trial, they'll be convicted and we move on. That's all the further they look into it. They don't even know this stuff happens. That's sad, but it's true.
yeah.
And yes, Brian, I agree. The PCA was a humiliation as an American citizen to the Constitution because it's a joke. So yes, I agree with you, sir.
But I get it. I mean, the topic of, true crime is not an easy one.
it
And not
isn't.
everybody, and nobody, and, not everybody wants to go through, think about stuff like that.
Yeah, you have to be able to be a critical thinker to see
And have a
past.
certain level of mental health.
Right, right. Yo, yeah. That's another one. Rhode Island housewife says they didn't want to find nor prove that it was anyone other than Brian. This is an intentional cover up and involves many people on many levels. It's the only logical conclusion. And at this point, Rhode Island, yeah, okay. And I don't believe that they thought, well, what the hell are a whole bunch of armchair detectives sitting behind a computer going to do and figure out? Nothing. These people aren't smart enough to figure this out. You didn't expect that an expert witness is going to say, wait a minute, this ain't how the law works, and I'm not going to be part of this if you're going to do this. So this is what I'm seeing. And yeah, here's the problem. That's how that went down.
Well,
Last that I heard,
and also, like in individual cases, when they find people, like Tyler Goodrich, like the reason they deem it a self unaliving is because it's the easiest way to close the case.
well, exactly. If guys, how many cases have I covered out of Fredericktown, Missouri? That
A
it's either
lot.
been right, and almost every one of those cases, I've
It's an
proven
accident
it's an
or a self
overdose,
unaliving.
overdose or suicide. Yes, ma'am. That's what it's been. And it's like, are you serious? Every time something happens, that's what it is. Look into the case, guys. Nope, sure wasn't. And it's unbelievable. And it happens everywhere. Everywhere. The 2 cases I covered today, the 2 cold cases, one of them was out of Canada. And it was an indigenous family that went missing that nobody knew about. There was no coverage. Nobody looked at it. The RCMP back to matter. They closed the case because they thought the people were found. They said bullshit. The other case, the Dardine family, one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. Okay, still, these cases are 30 some odd years old, and nobody's done anything about it, and nobody knew about it. Both of them, neither one of them. Nobody in here was talking about. They didn't know anything about these cases because they're not being put out. They're not being talked about. They're not being handled and investigated the right way, in my opinion. And here we are. So, and like SRB just said, read the documents and allow your opinion to change based on what you see. You got to be open minded. And then after that, she says, the last that I checked, we don't live under a dictatorship. It's our right to question things, and we should never feel bad about it because, guys, she's right. How would the world be if we never questioned anything and we just let everything be what it was? Anybody? Can you imagine what the world would be
Be
like?
complete chaos.
Insane, unadulterated chaos. Yes, sir. I agree with you. It's unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. All right, guys, I'm gonna pull this poll. Should be about done. And again, the question was, will there be any more bombs dropped that could prove to be exculpatory to Brian Koberger before the trial? 95% of you at this point now believe yes, and 4% said no.
That's a high rate.
It sure as hell is, and I think it's coming. James Moen, welcome back, sir. James just said, I feel why Murphy was heard. DM put him in the car, in the kennel, and then some frats helped haul him in close to Tile Ellie arrived. I mean, it could be. At this point, nothing is going to surprise me, James. Nothing. Nothing anybody tells me about this will ever surprise me from here on out. That's a fact. Unsolved cases in news. Welcome. Says, hey there, Dago. There are always so many cases in Canada of Native American. It's disgusting. Hope they don't help these families. How they don't help the amen. I said that earlier. It's unbelievable how many Indigenous people and families per se just disappear and they don't care. Guys, I told you earlier, if you Google missing Indigenous people in Canada, watch the numbers. It will blow your mind.
Your mind will be blown.
It is absolutely unbelievable, you guys. I thought it was bad here. It's like they don't even care in Canada. And I love Canada. And I love our people from Canada. Oh boy. The law enforcement up there, though, it scares the shit out of me. I'm scared for our people from Canada. That they're safe and sound is all I worry about. Yeah, that's true, Brian. Thank God that Murphy didn't get hurt, because that could have happened too, you guys. That's a fact. In the beginning, it used to be the other way around. I've always voted he's innocent on every single poll. Yeah, I gotcha. Thank you for joining us, by the way, Unsolved Cases. I appreciate you so very much. And I will be bringing more, guys, just so you know, in the future, quite a few more of the Indigenous cold cases, because they need as much attention as they can get. As I proved today with the Jack family. Folks, it was so heartbreaking to see that the only news of any sort coverage that family got was a little 2x2 news article in a newspaper that nobody reads in the back page. No, there was no news broadcasted about it. No, nothing. Nobody cared. That broke my heart. That's fact. So that's why I brought it today, and I spent the time I did on it. And I'll bring it up again because it's how many years old, and nobody has anything. They just disappeared. People watched them get into an SUV, the mother, father, and their children. They jumped in, drove off, and disappeared. No. Miss Jana's in the house. Another amazing lady here. We covered her sister's case. Another bullshit case where law enforcement is bullshit. Okay? Sorry, Jana. I don't mean to use you as an excuse, but wonderful to see you, by the way. And this case is another one that Doodle brought to me gracefully. I was so grateful for it. And I hope that I was able to make noise enough to get it out there. And she's been getting help lately, I noticed too. So that's great. But again, this shows that it happens not just in Idaho, not just in Delphi. Jana's sister's case, Crystal, it's horrible what she's been through. And again, law enforcement. I'm not saying they're all corrupt, guys, because they're not. They're not at all. What she went through is absolute bullshit too. Absolute bullshit. It's worse than bullshit, okay? And it's just supposed to be okay. Just supposed to be accepted. Just supposed to look the other direction and say, yep, okay, I understand. Again, one more excuse. Well, that she took her own life. No, she didn't. I will argue
And
that.
don't forget Miss Barbara.
Miss Barbara's case is just like Miss Jana's case. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara Hall, Timmy D's, that case, another one. Same thing. And that's out of Fredericktown again. So Jesse Schul's in the house.
I was reading about that. There's sure a lot that happens in Fredericktown.
Too much. Yes, ma'am. Jesse Schul, welcome. And thank you so very much for that, my friend. No, from no avail of you for helping out with that. I appreciate that very much. Yes, guys, we hit 10,000 subscribers again, 100% organically. I'm very grateful and proud of that. I could not have done that without all of you. And I know it's not a very high number. There's other channels that are higher. I've been here for 3 years in the true crime community. I want to do it organically, and I want to do it the right way. And if it takes 5 more years, then so be it. But it's because I have good people, an amazing community, and people that care, and that's what it's all boiled down to, and that's what matters. So I appreciate you guys so very much for that.
And I
Couldn't do
give
it
you
without.
props, Dago, because I know you've done it all by yourself and you've done it your way. So
I tried. I've definitely tried my hardest to do it that way. I've had roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and I've kept on going, and I will keep doing that until I just can't do it anymore. Thank you again,
right.
Jesse. I appreciate you, brother, very much. James again says, "Look now, way do you wait a minute, hold on. Look now, way do you be free to leave the state of Moscow? IA murder investigation if you're a survivor from the attack, unless you have eyes behind it." I'm not quite sure what you mean, James. I'm sorry. Let me read. I'll read it through it a few times and see if I can come up with what you're saying, and then hopefully I can give you an answer, sir. Why do you think JJ left town? JJ, who's JJ Norm? I'm sorry.
The judge that retired, right?
Oh, Judge. Is that who you're talking about, Norma? I know he retired, if that's what you're talking about, but I just imagine if he did, it's because he retired. Um,
I also
LR?
think that don't you think in a way that Judge kind of screwed the case over a little bit too?
Um,
In a way.
maybe in a way, a little, yeah, possibly, yeah. I can say a
Because
little.
I think I don't know.
I think that goes back to something Eddie had put out there again, and I'm just gonna say it one way and leave it there, and you guys can figure that from there. But everybody did their job, everybody did what they were supposed to do, and it just played out the way it did because of the way it was supposed to. You see what I'm saying by that?
Right.
I can truly see this now as everything's going the way it was supposed to go until all of this stuff got all screwed up and came out and went, and everybody's saying, no, no, and no. And now it's all being called out, and which was something that they never thought was going to happen. And now I'm curious to see how how the response goes to all this. So that's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Truly, that's my thing. Cassie, good to see you in here, dear. Thank you so much, Bonnie. God bless. I appreciate you, dear, very much. I hope you're doing okay tonight too. LR, we just had a case here in Illinois from the 1980s of a missing 23-year-old, and they just pulled her car from the river, and her remains were inside 43 years, and they just looked in the river. See? I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, it's just do your job. So many times in these cases, people just aren't doing their job. I don't get that. I don't get that. JJJ wanted zero part of this. Oh, yeah. We know that. I don't think anybody did. In my opinion, I think he realized how the state was screwing with BK. It could be. It could be. I mean, he had the ability to read into all this stuff, and it could be that he read it and went, North Carolina Mountain Man. What's up, brother? CJ Sky, good to see you tonight. Guys, we got 126 people in here, and we got 126 likes. You guys are rock and roll. Thank you so much for that. Let me see. Chaos David. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense, Tomboy. 7 officers retired from Moscow. That's pretty wild. How about that? Makes you wonder. That's a lot. I know everybody wasn't 65.
Can they still be called? Can they still be called though?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, they can.
Okay, like they're not just off the hook.
No, hell no. Nope. They could be called to something that is prosecuted in 10 years, 20 years from now if they're still alive. Absolutely, because a crime is a
Right.
crime is a crime. That's all there is.
And a witness is a witness is a witness.
Captain Jenks, yes, ma'am. I've been here the whole time. Sometimes, yes, sir. I appreciate that, sir. Just you being here. I appreciate any form of support that you guys give this channel. We all do. Absolutely. Whether you're out in the hallway, as I call it, lurking, in chat
In the
talking,
bushes.
in the bushes, whatever it is, I appreciate every bit of it. Excuse me. All right. All right. Keiko, hello and welcome. I think JJ saw the truth in the I-4 case and wanted out so his life wouldn't be threatened. I mean, that could be. I'm not, listen, anything you guys say to me that has even a slight bit of common sense in it, I'm going to say, okay, I get it.
Well,
Now, because I'll believe anything at this point now that I've seen all this.
and I
Just
think he knew a change of venue was coming.
Triple J?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. I mean, we talked about a venue change like
Months
I don't know,
before Anne even said the word.
way before. Yeah, we knew that was because of what we saw, the propaganda game. They had to have. There's no way in hell that nobody in that town was going to be able to be unbiased. I'm sorry. Hold on one
Yeah.
minute, JC and Dawn, if you could maybe keep everybody busy here for just a second. I have to grab some coffee real quick, and I'll be right back. You guys don't have to dance or sing or anything. Just conversate, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't think that anyone, I think when you're in a small town like that, you're either one way or the other, and there's really no happy medium, and there's not enough people. I don't know if there'd be enough people in the town to um get a to pull for a jury. You know what I mean?
Right, a partial jury, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like a unbiased jury. I don't think there's enough people to pull from in Moscow.
Wasn't the
Because
town like less than 10,000?
how big is Moscow? Is it 10,000?
I thought it was somewhere not above that. That might be less.
I looked it up once, but I can't remember. But I just know that I don't know. I just think for Brian's sake that a change of venue was
It was going to
well,
happen. I think it was going
well,
to
and
happen either
and it
way.
kind of had to anyways because then if he was found one way, then they could appeal it and
Once the
say,
defense
"Oh, I
did those
didn't."
surveys, once they did
Yeah,
those surveys, it was going to get moved on those grounds alone.
yeah. I think, I mean, the man deserves a fair trial. That's all I'm saying.
Facts. And the
I
judge they
mean,
got now, no BS, he's a
everybody
law
does.
judge.
Yeah. But, I just hope that Hitler allows stuff that should be allowed. But,
Yeah, by law.
I mean, I wouldn't want, I don't know. I don't know any person that would want this case because of the situation for but it is, but then all this stuff, like, it's not just about
Yeah,
the
the support
situation,
for
it's about the documents and the
the
legal
way it is
stuff.
nationally, how hyped it is, and the national attention on it and everything. Nobody likes high
Yeah.
profile. Nobody likes high profile stuff.
Well, and he's the one that has to dig through it all. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, everyone has to dig through it all, but he's the referee of it, and
And you can see it, they're overwhelmed because look at Ann Taylor on the defense says, I
oh
just don't have
yeah,
enough time, hours, manpower to get through all this.
and she could be right. I mean, there is a lot to go through. There's a ton to go through. You know, she has a job to do too, so. But everyone, I don't know, everyone has a job to do, and I think that it needs to be, I think that it's fair that it, like, is gone through thoroughly before like, you know, no scrambling at trial, basically.
All right, guys, I'm back. Thank you.
Have you
I
ever
will
heard of a
say,
Supreme? Would a state ever allow like a biased judge? I would say like doesn't go one way, go the other way. That would come off like the Supreme Court and do a case that's like a death penalty case.
say that again.
Would they ever recommend like a state that has a Supreme Court? Every state has a Supreme Court, right?
Yeah,
Or the highest court in each state, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Would they ever
yeah.
refer a judge that's on that panel to ever do it like a death penalty case?
I wouldn't think so. That's a whole two different things. Like,
Branches or something, they wouldn't allow
yeah,
that?
yeah. No, I can't imagine that. Going to something you guys were talking about, I heard you. At some point I was kind of complaining about how many motions that Ann Taylor has put through, right? Saying I've never seen this many. This is crazy, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. You know what? My apologies. I can see why now, I believe, because I feel like Anne has seen this from the beginning, and she
Her
sees what's
motions
going
is
on.
the way she's fighting it is through all those motions.
Exactly. And she's doing what she's got to do to bring all of this to the surface. And I can't say she's doing a great job, in my opinion, as far as that's concerned. And I'm just curious to see how the rest of it plays out, to be honest with you. She's definitely, in my opinion, she's definitely done her homework at this point. I truly believe she knows what she's doing, and
She's
that
earned her
explains
pay. She's definitely earned her pay.
anybody that's attached to this case has earned their pay, good or bad. I'm just saying that much. But at least she's doing the right thing. Yes, it's irritating. Yes, there's a lot, but at some point, it's drawing out all the bullshit so that everybody can see it.
Yep.
It's exposing it for sure on that.
Yeah, that's true. SRB says, I think they believed that they could back her into a corner. Yep. Amen.
I
That's
don't
why
think
she's
you're
a
gonna.
death penalty lawyer.
Isn't she like only one of three in Idaho that can do a death penalty? Is what I heard, or something like that.
I think there's 3 or 4. Yeah, I think you're right.
I
Yeah,
think there
that's
was 4. I think there was 4 death penalty qualified people in that area.
excuse me. Yeah, and that's the other thing, you guys. I kind of was thinking that too, LR. Earlier on, when she started getting the discovery, when she finally was getting things. See, all of this makes some of this stuff in the past make sense now too, doesn't it? You know how things were being withheld. It was taking forever to get this and forever to get that, so on and so forth. Everything she did get was all basically thrown at her in a jumbled mess of bullshit. They didn't send anything organized, probably thinking, oh, she might miss this, she might miss that, so on and so forth. Well, they've screwed themselves anyway because they sent a document they weren't supposed to send. The grand jury subpoena was sent over, and that wasn't supposed to happen. So that's what you get for trying to screw with somebody else, I guess. Tomboy said, I think there was only 4 or yeah, I thought it was 4, Tomboy. I think it's in their realm. I might be wrong, but yeah. And she's
I
probably
know a minimum 4, yeah.
I
after
thought
this
three.
case,
I thought 3 or 4. I knew there wasn't many.
she's probably going to be the most qualified person in the United States after dealing with this shit. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. Is she's making a name for like they're
Yeah.
they're making a name for her basically.
Norma says 3. I think she's right. Yeah, that's right. Sounds right, Norma. Thank you.
Her pay scale's going to go up after this case too.
It should. Maybe she'll step out of this altogether and go work for herself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go to her
Yeah.
own law practice.
I think she deserves to get out of the this part of this, or after doing all this. I really do. She should. She should absolutely go out on her own. She would be an amazing attorney, I think. Um, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. All right, y'all. We've been
Yeah.
here for 3 hours, and I got my point across. Does anybody have any questions to get any more questions with this before we get out of here?
I'm good. And thanks for letting
I
me come
don't.
on the panel. You have a good
Yes,
evening,
thank you,
rest of the
Dago.
evening. Thanks for
Oh,
the chat,
my,
because without the chat, we're not here. And you all have a good evening.
you take care, Don. Thank you. I'll see you again soon. And my door's always open to all you guys. I love having you guys join me up here.
Mine is too.
I love to hear your guys' voices. Typing is typing, but I love to hear your guys' voices and your opinions on this stuff. Thanks again, Don. JC, it's always insightful to hear your side of things and how you feel about things. The questions you ask are always great questions.
Thank you.
And I always appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you.
By the way, if we could drop JC's link, you guys, again, JC has her own channel. She goes live on a regular basis. She talks about these things over there too. So please, if we can, let's drop JC's link in here. And guys, please, if you will, you won't be disappointed. Jump on over, hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything she puts out. I would really appreciate it, as would she. I agree. And please do. Please do.
Yep. Thank you, Dago. And yes, I will. I'll be on sometime tomorrow.
There you go, guys. Check
So
it
have a
out.
good night, guys. Thank you.
Take care, hun, so much.
Bye-bye.
There's the link right there. Thank you, Alicia, so very much. All right. Let's see. Make sure I have everybody in here. Kane, I didn't see you till just now. Thank you for joining us. Congrats again, Mayhem and Miracles. Unsolved cases in news. Wonderful to see you here. I hope you come back. Let's see. We do cover more than just this stuff, you guys. We have a morning show. I'll be here in the morning for that. And tomorrow night, for those of you that are into a little bit of a different, we like to do a little bit of a decompression on the weekends to get away from all this crazy stuff. We will have our creepy, unexplained, and scary Saturday night, guys. We're going to be looking into something along the same realm as Dyatlov Pass, if you guys are familiar with that. It is called Hamar Dabin Pass out of Russia, and it doesn't hold any of those other stories. Dyatlov Pass and Donner Pass and all that don't hold a candle to this story, you guys. So we're going to be running over that. There's a very deep paranormal link to that, and some other stuff as well. For those of you that want to take a break from this and just have a little bit of fun, per se, and get a little spooky, that's what we're doing on Saturday nights, guys, is to decompress a little from all the weeks of this stuff. So, and then, of course, the morning show, as always, with Mama Bear. We look into a little bit of everything sometimes. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we cover our cold case, copying a cold case. Very, very awesomely named by Tomboy, which is always a great show as well. Let's see. Yes, tomorrow morning on our morning show, we're going to finish up the case of Darlie Routier we've been covering. And quite an interestingly crazy case, too. We're going to finish that out and whatever else we can for tomorrow morning. So be there, be square, bring your coffee. It's always a good time. I appreciate you guys. So, sweet Melissa, hello. I just now saw you, dear. I'm so sorry. I had a lot of people in here, guys, as compared to normal. So it's hard to see and follow all these. I am on tomorrow, Unsolved. I will be on anywhere between 10 and noon. And then tomorrow night. Rissa Roberts, good to see you again. I'm just trying to catch up with everybody I may have missed in here. Bear with me. Eddie, thank you again for joining me. James Moen, Kane Bees, The Purge. Wonderful to see you all. Let's see. Paula Fitzhenry, always a pleasure. Charlotte, Thomas Sharp, thank you for joining us. Allison White, always a pleasure. Of course, my amazing Blue Crew, who I couldn't, wouldn't, or shouldn't ever do this without. They make it happen, guys. I promise you. Brian's Ramblings, my bra guy. You know I love you. It's always good to see you. One Maiden Nut. Eddie, again, thank you for being here. Alicia J, SRB, Miss Stormy, Mikey from the last 24. Miss Cassie was in here. All of you, Tomboy Charm, Seahawks fan, Miss Tandy, my entire Blue Crew, thank you so much for everything you do. Again, guys, I love you so very much. You have no idea. I wouldn't be here. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for all of you. So thank you for everything you do. Rhode Island housewife, wonderful to see you again. Mayhem and Miracles, welcome again, and congrats, Dark Fate Child. Congrats to you. I am me. It's wonderful to see you again. Amy Conway, buenos dias to you, and wonderful to have you here again. Let's see here. Love Tina 2010, always a pleasure to have you here. Norma Fralin, yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for joining us. 8 hours of training, Brian said. Gene Miggs, a new name. Wonderful to see you. Good to have you here. Hope you come back. Let me see. Jeffrey H, you came in at the end. Twiz, what the hell, guys? Where are you coming from? You're late. You missed me going off. Well, shoot. Alicia J. I didn't see her. Is she in here? That's the other one. Alicia does amazing things. SRB and Alicia J. Howdy, Jeffrey. True Seeker, always happy to see you in here. Twizzle Stick, yes, sir. Oh, yeah, you need to go back and watch that one. I was going off because I'm beyond done with this crazy shit. Did I talk about... Guys, I'm so tired and worn out. I'm sorry. If I didn't do it, or I did do it, and I'm contradicting myself, please excuse me. Captain Jenks, again, always a pleasure, brother. Thank you for joining us tonight. No. I was saying thank you to Alicia. Not that she wasn't here. I know she's here. I'm saying I just didn't see her as the chat was scrolling. I didn't get to pull her name out like I pulled your guys's. At least I didn't think I did. Either way, thank you to all of my blue crew. Miss Paula Fitzhenry, always a pleasure to have you here, dear. Hold on. I'm trying to catch up with anybody I might have missed when they first came in here. Miss Melissa, again, so sorry I missed your other chats. LR, wonderful to see you again. Allison, yes. Norma, yes. Yes, Jeff, you missed it. I came to the conclusion that Brian is 100% guilty. Like, I'm just kidding. No, it was an interesting show. I'll say that much. And I'm very grateful that all of you guys were here. And grateful to all of you that have supported the channel. Thank you again. And thank you again, guys, for helping us get to 10K. Once again, thank you to anybody, Twiz, anybody that sent in a super chat, super sticker, any of that. Thank you and God bless. Anybody that donated to Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, God bless and thank you. Never expected, guys, but it is so very much appreciated, guys. It keeps me going day after day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely, Cap. Take care, brother. That's about it too, Twiz. That's about it, brother. Because he wasn't there. Ask Cy Ray. He'll tell you. Cy will tell you. Like I said, guys, the title, it says it all. Cy Ray bringing fire to the paper party. Yes, he did. Straight up news. Hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. Yes, you can, Cass, or say, Tandy, if you want to, go for it. Well, let's see here. Brian, thank you so much for being here, buddy. Oh, boy. 11:22 it is. We're going to... Sorry about that, guys. 11 it happens every night at 11:22. Thank you, SRB. And thank you, by the way, anybody that were to do anything with this Amazon wish list. I appreciate that more than you guys know. I really do. Super Goat Gazer, thank you so much for joining us. Says, I'm interested in how the 911 call audio got released to YouTubers the same time as mainstream. Oh, that's an interesting question. That is quite an interesting question. You are absolutely welcome, Miss Norma. When I do the open panels, anybody's welcome. I love to hear your guys' voices on everything. That's wild. 11:22. That is weird, isn't it? I have something scheduled. I don't know what it is, Twiz. I can't find it, dude. It's been going on since I built this thing. And I've looked every which way I can through here. I've gone in everywhere. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I'm gonna have to tear it apart again and look into it again, see what I can find. It drives me nuts though. That's what Norma says. Steve had it the whole time. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's see here. So what really came first, the chicken or the egg? No, I'm just kidding. Name, car, IGG. Who knows what the truth is? That's a fact. None of it. It just restarts, dude. It resets, and then I go in, and it'll give me that little box will pop up that says to pull everything back up because it didn't shut down right, and it brings me right back in. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, I'm just talking, making sure I'm covering everybody, saying hi to everybody. And bye. Let's see. Oh, I'm dying for fish now. What's that? Let's see. I think I've gotten everybody's comments to catch up now. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'll figure it out somewhere or another. Yeah, I guess I need to go over that 911 call again from a few people are telling me and like really slow down and listen to it, maybe with headphones. I don't know. I thought I did, but your wish looks like you're going off to college. Well, it's all stuff for this, guys. It really is. I don't expect anything ever to be for nothing but this. Same with any donations I get. It goes towards this. 100% so that I can keep going. That's all. StreamYard is not cheap anymore. It's got stupid expensive. Internet's not cheap, even though it sucks. The other stuff you have to have for Google and all that, it costs money now. So it's not cheap. So I put everything I can towards this and anything that's ever other than my coffee, which that's Miss Zelda always covers me on that. And it's so amazing. But yeah, I need pens and papers and notebooks, and so I put it all in there. It's a good idea, but you're probably right, Tandy. It does look like that. Is Bombshell in here still? Bombshell. If I didn't, I'm so sorry. Good night to you. Thank you for being here. I didn't even see you come in. I appreciate you as well. You always have good insight and good information to talk about. I appreciate that. Have a wonderful night, Bombshell. Thank you for joining us. CJ Sky, same to you. Miss Melissa. If I'm saying your name more than once, guys, excuse it. Just trying to cover everybody. Let's see. Truth Seeker. Always appreciated. And my mods have got to be the best mods on the internet, you guys. I say it again and again and again and again and again. And I'm going to continue to say it. They absolutely are. I have the best team, the best crew, the best moderators you'll ever find anywhere. That's a fact. And I'll argue that to the death. Jeffrey, the true crime. Feel free to use the 911 call audio I posted with noise reduction compression and keyframes done by hand, turning up all volume that isn't. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Maybe I will. Absolutely. Jeff has always been very forthcoming and making all of his stuff available to all of us as creators to use, and it's very much appreciated, Jeff. Thank you very much. You do good stuff with it. You do great work. Absolutely, Bobby. I love you, brother, so very much, Mikey. I appreciate everything you're doing out there for your channel and everything you've done for this channel, bud. Much love. Your tech opinion matters to me. Guys, if you want a tech opinion, talk to Twiz. I'm telling you, the man spent an entire Saturday. He didn't have to at all. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this because my computer went to shit. He told me what to buy, how to buy it. And he spent an entire day, literally 8 hours, guys, helping me put this thing together. And if not for him, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you. God bless him. I appreciate him more than anything for that. Miss Cassie, hello. It's 11:30 here. Do not be good. I'm sure he isn't, Brian. I think that'll do it. I don't know. I would tell you guys. I don't know if anybody else is live out there for you to go see. I can't tell you to head anywhere that I can think of, but if they are, go check them out. Oh, yeah, he's very smart. I agree, Brian. Jeff says to Eddie, feel free to use my shower. Oh, Jesus, guys, with the shower curtain. You guys are driving Mama Bear nuts with that shower curtain shit. She was like, if one more person talks about a shower curtain, I quit. I said, okay. Listen, guys, whether we agree on these things or not, we're all in this together, okay? We all should support each other, agreeable or not. Everybody in here that comes in here is absolutely amazing, okay? Whether they believe Brian did this or didn't do this, it's okay. I still love I love and adore all of you, okay? Love Goldberg, hello and welcome. That's it. We're all swimming in the same sauce. Some of us are just spicier meatballs than the others. That's all there is to it. Jeff, was it you or Daniel that started it? I know it was. Eddie's going to make that known. He's going to figure that one out sooner or later, one way or another. He's going to get to the bottom of that one. You can't dismiss. Cassie, you itching for a timeout, I see. I can't delete yours. Oh, Jesus, you guys are a mess. Okay, now it's time for the moderators to play. All right, going back to sewing. Oh, you guys don't want to see my face and hear my voice anymore. It's been on here all day. Come on, there's better stuff out there to watch. I promise you. I gotta go feed my face something and probably go to sleep. Have a great one, Quiz. Thanks for popping in, brother. I appreciate you. Let's see. Oh, absolutely, Jeff. No worries, bro. All right, guys. I think I got it all. I think that's gonna do it. So, guys, hopefully I'll see some of you guys tomorrow morning. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow night. And for those of you that I don't, I may see the next time we talk about Idaho. Absolutely, James. Thank you, my friend. Guys, please have a great rest of your night. I hope you all have a wonderful sleep. Have sweet dreams, whatever you want to call it. Don't let the bed, all that fun stuff. So much love to each and every one of you guys. God bless. Good night. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye, y'all.
Typing at the speed of light, hopping down the shadows, bringing wrongs to right, digging deep in the data facts, sharp as a knife. With every single story, he's fighting for a life. A voice for the voiceless, he won't stay quiet. Daniel's got the fire, igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. cracking cases, open hearts filled with fear. His channel's a beacon in a world gone wrong. He guides us through the chaos, a soldier so strong. The clicks and the lights, they follow his lead. With every new case, he plants a new seed. Sharing their stories, giving hope where it fades. Dago's a warrior through the trials he waits. In a world of silence, he shouts out their names. Dago's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, yeah, the truth he brings. From the shadows you rise, it's streaming loud and clear. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, yeah, the truth he brings. From the shadows and moments, he won't let us fall. Bringing the truth out, answering the call. For every soul forgotten, he's here to stand tall. Tango the genuine alone is giving his all. Dago's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim